Hi. Sorry, my camera's blurry. I don't know what happened as soon as we went live. It went away. There, it's back. W. 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 Do I show up? Am I here? Can you hear me? Oh, well, welcome everyone to Wesley's stream. My name's Goose. Yeah, so I really don't. I would love to have like a lot to tell you guys, but honestly, it's been so slow the last 2 weeks. I have like nothing amazing going on outside of just working on the Glizzy Clipper. But is it? I can hear you, but I don't know if they can. Great radio.
Can you hear me now, chat? Chat, let me know. Can you hear me now? I gave a baller introduction over here, and none of it was heard, except for by Goose.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat. He's trying so hard. But... oh, there you go. There you go.
Goose, do you have the stream up for chat purposes?
Yeah. I have chat up.
All right.
I'm seeing everyone talk shit.
Yeah. Goose has been a lazy bum the last few weeks. In case I think he told you that he hasn't been at his desk in a few weeks. So, so welcome back to your desk, Goose.
Yeah, you finally got me back to my chair was quite dusty and cold.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Goose is a full-time futures trader as well. He's been trading a lot longer than I have and is a lot better trader than I am. So hopefully this stream is valuable, educational. The charts that you see on the left-hand side, sandwiched in between our two faces, is his charts. I will bring them over onto the big screen when he's talking and explaining some things. It's going to be a little bit blurry. Discord does not do a great job of mirroring images through OBS. So just bear with us. The numbers and text might be a little bit blurry. However, his charts will be visible. Goose, you still in that trade you were in while we were doing that setup, or did you get it?
Yeah, I got one NQ short still. They got my first runner, but I got one on still, looking for the top side of lower expected range around 22,860.
All right,
so we'll see if we can get that.
We are on your charts.
So I'm just holding that, and I'll probably pull my trailing stop down here a little bit if we can get one more flush past 880 here. This is kind of a decentish level. So we'll see. Yesterday's POC is down at like 870, so that's like the really big one we need to get down. But top side of lower expected range, we haven't hit that in a bit, so I'm really looking for that to get hit.
So for those of you that don't know, the Glizzy Clipper indicator, this is the creator. To my top side is the creator, the mad mind that created that indicator itself. So if you guys have any questions about that indicator, now is the perfect time to ask, because this is a hard man to lock down. I'm very lucky to have him on my stream this evening, and I'm sure he'll be on again at some point. But
we got fortunate because it's raining outside right now.
Oh, you're not on the golf course tonight?
My evening golf cut. I was like, well, I guess I'm streaming tonight. They got my they got my golf course. I had it on Sunday. We were out golfing, and I usually walk when I golf because exercise. And we were on the furthest back point of the golf course, and it started pouring on us.
Yeah.
And I just had to stand in the rain for like 20 minutes.
That's always great. Sirens going off.
It was like, well, like we can't walk back. I was just standing under a tree, but
all right, let me get.
Yeah, it still played good though.
Get a little caught up on the chat here. Holy cow, chat! You guys were active today, huh? Let's see. What's up, Lambra? What's up, Kyle? Father of Legends, someone, Max, Phoenix, Relaxation, Piter. Man, how many names do I have to read off right now? Mo, Jeff, Mason, Donnie, Chase, Roman, Chief Pepsi, Grumpy Grandpa. Wow, the chat was active. All right, hello all. If I missed you, Hector. Oh, Hector's here too. Hectinus.
Oh, Hector's.
Yeah, Hectinus is here. Honky Stonk, welcome. Old Tuck, welcome. Faraz, welcome. Brian, welcome. Oh, man. A lot of people. Jimmy, welcome. Copter, welcome. Wow. All right. All right. I can't read any more names. Sorry, guys, if I missed you. Hello, all.
Yeah. We're ruining Hector's sleep schedule.
We're ruining his sleep schedule right now.
Yeah. He's on the other side of the pond, so he's probably pretty tired.
I know I kind of feel bad for all our UK and European viewers and followers because we hit that horrible time. I know you and I talked about doing a London stream at some point in time.
Yeah.
That's going to be rough on me, brother, when that happens.
Honestly, with how I've been lately, I could probably rip a London stream so easy. I've been staying up way too late.
A lot of bourbon and hot tub and stogie nights.
Not even that. It's been too hot to be in the hot tub. So honestly, just been up too late working on cars and bikes and all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and take profit on my
oh, nice. GG's. Locking in profit already. Yeah, Roth, the charts are gonna look fuzzy. Discord does not do a real good job translating to OBS, so we always run into this issue. Just bear with us on his charts. My charts are not fuzzy when we flip over to my charts, but his are gonna come in a little unclear.
Yeah.
So just bear with us. I apologize.
Discord.
Yeah, I know. Discord's not great for this. I need to look into like vMix or something. You know, an actual.
Yeah, or we could probably do it on Zoom. I don't know how good Zoom would probably be better too.
What, like stream your charts on Zoom or share your charts on Zoom and then the
camera?
Yeah,
like we would just meet on Zoom and then you could stream from Zoom. It would probably come in more clear. My camera would probably come in more clear on Zoom as well.
Does Zoom have time requirements, like time limitations?
I don't think so. I mean, I've had some incredibly long meetings on Zoom, so I think we would be okay.
Pieter, did we see that crazy action on copper futures today? I definitely didn't. Did you, Goose?
No, I got enough. I don't need to have meth money, so I don't need to get any copper.
All right. Was not expecting that to come out of the mouth.
Sure. No stealing copper for me. No, honestly, I've just been mostly just watching YM. Like, and the thing is, I've been staying up so late because all the best moves the last like 2 or 3 weeks have been in Globex, and then RTH has been kind of.
Oh, it's been garbage, hasn't it?
It's hard to say garbage, but it's not my type of price action because I mean, we had that turbo rip, and every single RTH was opening outside of expected range, which. Per the way I like to trade, like I don't trade outside of expected range really at all. So if I was gonna make money, I had to catch that first glizzy during Globex, which has been paying great. Like the first glizzy in Globex has been doing phenomenal. So I've just been catching that like the last 2 or 3 weeks, and then honestly I'll sleep through the first 2 hours of RTH and maybe catch that lunchtime reversal if there is one. And that's essentially been my trading lately. I mean, there just hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity for the way I like to trade. Like I said, some people might love it, but personally for me, for what I look at, like I said, with the Glizzy Clipper, it just hasn't really been my cup of tea.
So what have you been trading more YM or just sticking to the US indexes recently? Because I know you dabble in other things, but
yeah, YM, NQ, ES. I chased lean hog short for quite a bit.
You traded cattle?
I haven't traded cattle since it broke over 200. That one, when cattle broke over 200, I was like, all right, I'm done with this until things settle down, because the fact cattle is over 200 just blows my mind. Yeah. But I chased a short on lean hogs for a bit, but I just couldn't get a runner to pay, and they're back over where my short entry was. So I'm back to kind of looking for a short on lean hogs, but we're still kind of on the rip side. So I've just been a little bit more on the patient side. So, yeah, but as far as like commodities, lean hogs will be the next move, but tariffs also affect that quite a bit. So once the tariffs get settled, lean hogs will be a really nice short. I'm just waiting for that moment to kind of come, and I'll keep taking my opening range shorts when they appear, but I said I just haven't had a runner like actually run. And the way I like to trade lean hogs is I take my core off pretty quick to where I can leave my stop right on the top side of opening range, and then if my runner gets clipped, then I'm a scratch on the trade, and if the runner doesn't get clipped, then I can make a lot of money because I like to hold 2 or 3 runners. But just haven't been able to make that happen on lean hogs. Mostly been scratch, and then they got my trailing stop on my NQ short, so that's it for that one. But that was a nice trade. We were able to get 25 out of that and a Globy sesh.
I know a lot of our core group of friends and traders, we've traded together for a long time, but for those people that are newer to finding my channel and the community that we've built around the channel, and our discords, my Discord is kind of like the little brother to Goose's Discord. His Discord is really well set up for you guys who want to join. It is a free Discord as well. Lots of good educational content on there. I don't even know, what is it called right now? Kyle? Is that what it's called?
We are the United States of America.
All right, it's called the United States of America right now. Feel free to check out his Discord.
And in admin logs, I had to pay extra money to Me6, so when you left the United States of America, it says you got deported.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But also, Goose he and I are kind of different styles of trading a little bit. Whereas I'm a momentum trend rider, he's a mean reversion trader. So he's trying to anticipate kind of when the market is overbought, oversold, and playing that reversion, the trace back to the mean. So I have a hard time trading his indicator. I'm not gonna lie to you, Goose. I still struggle with it, brother, because it's just not what I've looked for. It's not my setup. Like, it's really, really difficult for me. But for those of you that are new here, Goose, if you want to give a little background story about yourself and tell the people how you got started in trading, your journey.
Yeah. And Hector also said Wesley's server will outgrow mine at this point. I mean, I would hope so, but also, like, that's completely okay, because, like, I really can't handle that many more people, to be honest. That's I have a hard enough time keeping a track with all the journals we have now. So once we get more verified traders in there, then maybe. But Hector's got to get verified, then maybe I'll put out a new coin tower tutorial vid.
Yeah.
But as far as me trading, shoot, I originally started in penny stocks, clear back. It's bad saying clear back in like 2015, 2016, right? That's sad to say. But I did penny stocks for quite a few years, and then eventually, like 2017, 2018, started dabbling in futures. And I mean, really just because the leverage part in futures, and then also I got a job and I couldn't trade RTH. So I was like, well, penny stocks is really hard to do when you're when I graduated. It's like I can't trade during RTH. So started trading futures started trading futures in Globex session primarily, and then found Matt's Discord and learned a lot more about futures, made some friends there, and honestly ever since like 2018 been trading futures like pretty much solely. I don't really do much for penny stocks anymore, haven't in a while. And then I mean, then COVID came around, and around COVID time I started trading like actually full-time, and then kind of just been full-time trading futures ever since then. And it's been every year is kind of exponential.
Yeah, and you're one of the better traders that I know. So, and that says something, because we know a lot of traders at this point in time. But you're definitely one of the better traders that I know.
I had to lose a lot to get here, though, right? Like I definitely had my licks, but I always tell people too, is I probably failed more times than most people tried. So never give up.
Yeah, it's a pretty valuable lesson, because I know newer traders, they struggle. They get 2 years in and they're still not profitable, and they become discouraged. They have the points where they want to give up. But the only way to learn is to make mistakes, right? And it's the
Yep.
only way that it hurts enough to actually make like change in your trading.
Yep. And it's important to not get discouraged, and you could probably switch over to your charts also, by the way. I think mine just froze.
Your charts froze?
I think it did. I think I'm overloading my PC. I got too many things on.
Oh, lovely. All right, we back.
All right.
Let me see if
but
around.
but yeah, like, I don't know. I always tell people it takes like a full year to learn futures, like, because you have to be able to learn all the like every quarter is different, every contract is different, every season is different, every holiday is different. And then like a lot of people are learning right now, like election cycles are crazy. Like what we had a year or two ago is so incredibly different than what we have now, because we don't have press conferences to tell us news data. Trump's just going to tweet it when he thinks it, you know?
Okay.
So it's a very different market and everything that, you know, you have to learn. You just have to be able to identify the market conditions that really fit you best. So as I always tell people, don't get discouraged. Just keep grinding, just keep learning. And when you do learn, just make sure you're doing, if you make mistakes, learn from it. Because a lot of people, they'll make mistakes, but then they don't change anything. And it's like, well, it's pretty hard to make progress if you don't change the things that are causing you to fail. And that's not necessarily setup. Like your setup could be completely fine. And most of it just comes down to risk management and making sure when things are not in your favor that you don't grenade yourself.
I preach this all the time.
Harrison says my mic is a little hot. I'm too loud.
Yeah, I just adjusted it. So let me know if he's still peaking a little bit.
My bad, guys.
It was getting
I'll try to
red
whisper
a little
more.
bit, but you should be good now. Unless you just absolutely scream into that thing.
I mean, I can if you want. I mean, I'm a big like post-hardcore type of guy. I can get the screen going.
Oh man! All right, Chad. I'll get caught up here. Let me see what we got going on. Nathaniel Kane. Am I Canadian? No, I'm not Canadian. I'm American. Through and through. I live in Kentucky.
It's like as American as you can get.
I mean, man, the chat's flying around, Goose. I can't keep up. I'm sorry, chat. I apologize. I'm trying. I haven't talked to Goose and I are friends outside of trading, so like I am trying to get caught up on the personal level as well.
Yeah, I've been somewhat MIA completely, even like from Discord for like the last 2 weeks. So, but it's tough because, like I said, most of the conversation goes on in the first 2 hours of the day in pre-market, and I haven't woken up till noon most of the days. So it's like, oh, everyone's already done trading or liquidated. I'm just getting started with my day.
All right, Goose, it's your turn to entertain the chat. What we talked about prior to going live needs to happen at this point. So I'll be back. I'll be back in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
I'll take care of the people.
All right. Chat, ask questions.
Oh, I see Noel's in the chat. What's up, Noel? We were talking shit about you earlier. We're waiting for the thing you're gonna drop soon. And then I'm with the band. Says hi, Goose. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. But yeah, is anyone in any trades right now? I know I was in Q short for a while. Now I'm trying to get my shit to load. Hopefully Noel drops what he's supposed to drop here soon, so I can use it and it doesn't use so much RAM. But yeah, none of my stuff is loaded right now, so. Just chilling. Gold long from the Virgo Trader. I've been messing with gold a little bit, but it's gold's kind of been in a little bit of like it's almost like a bullish pullback in a way. I mean, it's been selling overall for a little bit, but it's trying. I'm really just waiting for gold to catch its next bid, but maybe it doesn't. I mean, how many years were we being just halted right before 3,000? I mean, we were stuck for a really long time, so taking a breath now that we had such an insane rally, I mean, definitely makes sense. I'm with the band. says he was talking earlier about how I trade. Do I mind going over that again? Yeah, absolutely. And if my stuff loaded, that would make it way easier to do. But essentially what I have is, I call it the Glizzy Clipper 5000. And if you go to my channel, I have like a full detailed video on like what it is and how it works. But really what I do is I kind of made a little bit of an algo that tells me what the expected range is today. Because if you look at the stock market, or at least futures like ES, NQ, YM, RTY, 90% of your days are going to be range days. And what I did is I have a formula that tells me, well, if we're going to be ranging, this is the expected area that we'll be ranging. And then I'm going to try to just do mean reversions within that area. And then I have a few other factors in there that tell me like, hey, we're at the edge of this expected range. A bunch of these factors line up. We are most likely going to revert back to the mean because price does not move in a straight line, besides, you know, like big news events. But most of the time, price moves in waves like this. And the way I trade is I try to find where the top of the wave is going to be, and I ride it back down to the middle of the wave. And that's really all I do. I know some people try to trade like really aggressive breakouts, and some people try to trade momentum and all that stuff. And I mean, as far as momentum scalps go, like I do that all the time as well. But like I said, most of the time the market is in balance, so I'm really trading that range pretty aggressively. That's the way I do it, at least. Because like I said, as far as days that we have like true breakout rally or big sell-off moves, I mean, the amount of days we have that is actually really rare. Like we just had 1 week where we had those aggressive breakout rally, and that's 1 week out of how many weeks prior to that we actually had that breakout rally. I mean, we had a lot of time prior to that was all range. So when we have those big aggressive breakout moves, I kind of just chill and I wait. And once the market starts ranging again, I get back in and start trading aggressively. Trader Matt asks if the Glizzy Clipper will be available for TradingView yet. I have it for TradingView. I've made it for TradingView. The only problem with it is that TradingView is just like a little funky with how it calculates stuff. And then I'm really close to being done with version 2.0 on Quantower for the Glizzy Clipper. And once version 2.0 is done, I'm just going to copy that code and extrapolate it across all the other platforms. That way I don't have to do a re-release later of everything. So once version 2.0 of the Glizzy Clipper is done, you can expect to see it on all platforms really, really quickly after Quantower's version is done. But version 2.0 of the Glizzy Clipper is going to be really, really cool. We got a lot of cool stuff coming on that one, like custom notifications. Like, yeah, I know I have like the notification channel in my Discord right now where you can subscribe to notifications. Well, now you'll be able to get your own notifications for whatever tickers you want, which will be really cool. And then as far as like the Brian Glizzy entry model, that'll be automated on there too. A bunch of visual stuff. There'll just be a lot of like really cool new features that'll come with it. That'll just make it overall like a lot cleaner and a lot more interactive as well.
Oh, the chat's really flying. You got them going, didn't you?
Yeah.
You started talking Glizzy Clipper.
I start ripping off those hot button topics. People get angry.
Jenna, yes, this is Banana Bread Trades. To my top side is Banana Bread Trades Goose. This is the Goose that I talk about all the time.
Yeah, I go by many names.
Feel free, if you guys are interested to learn more about that indicator, to check out his YouTube channel as well. He's got a really good in-depth tutorial about everything that's gone into the indicator itself, how it trades, how it's supposed to trade. So if you're interested in learning more, definitely check out his YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Goes by the name Banana Bread Trades.
And then, like I say, if you're interested, don't buy it right away. Like in our Discord, like we talk about it and we show, like I trade it pretty much every day. Like it's really the only thing I trade. I automated my trading strategy. Is all the Glizzy Clipper is I just the areas I look for to take trades, I just have them automated to have arrows now, and send me alerts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I trade it every day. Come hop in, watch me trade it for a while to see if it's even something you want to do. Because I mean, everyone's different, right? It might not, like, you might want to be a breakout trader or might love imbalances with the footprint chart. Whatever you want to do. Or you might just love initial balance. Because we can talk about initial balance for like hours. I love initial balance. But I mean, like, because like I said, I always go back to it, is like, if everything were to go to shit across the board, I would just be an initial balance trader. I would just revert back to that, because that is like, initial balance is bay. The problem is you don't get that many like trades off of initial balance, and the reward factor of it is a little less. Like, it's consistent, but it's less, right? Like, you're not going to get as many setups, and the possibility of it like running really far in your favor is a little bit more limited compared to like the Glizzy. But like I said, it's very consistent as far as when the setups do come. Like I say, if like the world were to fall apart, I could still trade initial balance.
Here, guys, I will pull up my Glizzy chart so that you guys can see the indicator. It's not the updated version that he has currently, but this is the light version, the original, the OG. So let's see. What is Amon asking? Is 22,858 a reversal area? Technically, yes. That is the top end of expected range, Amon, on the Glizzy indicator.
Yeah. So like, you would expect that whole green zone there. In that area is where we're going to be looking for the reversal, and you might see arrows start plotting in there. And with NQ, it doesn't show like absorption and exhaustion as well as like ES and YM do. ES and YM show absorption and exhaustion like very, very clearly. So with those, I don't necessarily need an entry model as much. I can just watch time and sales or like DOM service. But with NQ, I really like to use the Brian entry model. For NQ, just to really like, it's really just showing confirmation of buyers or sellers at that level. And the way I like to phrase it is like, you're getting in on the right side of the V. Instead of catching the knife, you're catching the momentum up out of the zone.
Wow, we got 166 people tuned in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Very special edition of the WesleyEmeraldGate Globex live stream this evening. Special guest, BananaBreadTrades Goose, if you're just tuning in. Guys, if you could, smash that thumbs up button for me for the YouTube algo. Here comes the streamer plug that I have to get used to, man. I can't. I cringe every time I say it, brother.
Well, here, I'll say it for you. If you don't like the stream, baby kittens are going to die all across
wow,
the world. So
was not expecting that to happen.
I'm coming in hot, man. It's like all on you guys. Like, just think about it. You guys got to hit the like right now. Like, save the baby
man. Was not ready for that one at all.
Yeah, we got to come in hot, man. You got to get these people going.
You did. You came in extremely hot. Wow. But yes, it looks like you got a lot of questions to answer, my guy. I'm looking through the chat right now.
Yeah, everyone wants to see it. Honestly, I mean, the Glizzy Clipper works on gold when we're in a range market.
Okay.
When we get really aggressive, like buying and selling, kind of like we have lately, it's not like really as good. Because like I said, when we're breaking outside of expected range, we are in price discovery mode, which we saw in YM, right? We were breaking outside of expected range a lot. That's price discovery mode. Mm-hmm. And the way I describe it is when you're outside of expected range in that price discovery mode, price is looking for that new balance area, right? And I can't tell you where that new balance area is going to be. Price is going to have to decide on that when it gets there, right? We'll go up, we'll test some areas, we'll see do we like this? Do we want to go higher? We'll go higher. I mean, we've seen it. It'll just keep going either side, to the downside too. Once you break expected range, there's no rules on how far it can go. So outside of expected range, I really don't do a whole lot of playing, and like gold has been breaking expected range quite a bit recently because it's in this pretty aggressive pullback territory. So I really just haven't been watching it too much. But when we do get those range days, like it is really, really clear. And then with gold, the Brian entry model works really well as well. So if we don't get one of those on gold,
Solo trader,
really
you want to see it? You want to see a print? Is that what you're saying? Here's a print on NQ from, what is this? Overnight, looks like London session. It gave it gave the tap and go.
Short.
What are you doing up at that time, man? Get some sleep.
I told you. I told you. I've been waking up really late.
Oh, you want to see a print on gold, Solo Trader? I've never actually watched it on gold. I know he's got the notification set up for gold now, though. I did see a notification for it, right?
Yep, I got it set up for gold as well. And like I said, there's been some good prints on gold. I just haven't been watching gold that much lately.
Dude, my chat trades gold like crazy.
They're degens.
Oh man, I watched that.
Gold is aggressive, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell him. I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable in it.
Harrison Bradford says he's finally something designed for the Dow. That's my man right there. That's a YM trader.
Yeah. Goose loves the YM.
You should go look at YM right now too. I totally messed up. I was talking. I wasn't looking at charts.
Oh, my bad. You were talking about YM and not. Wow.
I was talking about YM, but not looking at YM.
Gotcha.
And,
the double print, the double tap.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, that's probably that one's probably going back to Kelp Mid.
That one's going to Kelp Mid. Gonna go right to target, and I ain't gonna be part of it. It's too far gone now for me to want to take it. I mean, that's like
you're risking
30 points. Yeah, it's like 20 points of risk, but in Globex, that's a lot of risk. So
you could micro in.
But that's like a lot of work, stress for one night.
All right.
I gotta make the trade worth my time.
Solo trader. Okay, so you won't show it. Fine. Won't show what? I don't have the glizzy loaded on my gold chart.
If you want to pull up mine, I can show. It's just not going to be very clear.
We can flip back over to his. His charts are going to be a little fuzzy, guys. Just a forewarning.
Fuzzy.
We can flip back over to his
charts.
charts.
I need to delete all my.
All right, you're good.
See, like we've been in. So like we've been in. We have some prints here, but like I said, we've been selling so aggressively. Like we're getting up to Kelp Mid. Like technically, this did it. I mean, you made it almost to target. Almost got to Kelp Mid, but it's just been selling so aggressively. You're not really in a range market. I mean, we did end up reversing over here, but would have definitely been stopped out before you got to the other side. But really, the only thing I ever trade to on the Glizzy Clipper is just Kelp Mid. Like I'll take off my core really quick on when I get in on the Glizzy, and like for example, in Q, I trade 2 to 3 contracts. I'll take off my first contract anywhere from 5 to 10 points. Then I'll move my stuff to break even or move my stop in. And then if I can get my second contract off at like the first real clear level of like support or resistance, take it off, then hold one runner to Kelp Mid. And then that'll be it. And I rarely, I really got to love the idea of the swing trade for me to want to hold past Kelp Mid. Because I do not like I said, your risk just goes up exponentially because, like I said, we're just doing mean reversions. We're not doing these full trend changes. So, like, if I want to hold a runner, I really need, like, full idea of trend change. I'm just trading the trend that we're in back to the average. And this is gold right here. So, like, this is a prime setup right here. We get in. We have our... oops. Zoomed out way too far. I don't know how blurry this is for you guys. But
I know
we get in,
it's not ideal.
And then we come back down. We get pretty close to Kelp Mid. I would have been out somewhere right here. I mean, I'm not going to be a dick for a tick on two ticks or so, but that's really the whole plan here. You got some more glizzies. This one, you would have got about halfway. Probably would have got my break even. This one would have went straight to target. No drawdown whatsoever. These ones, same deal here. You're probably stopped on the first set that you take, depending if a Brian entry model is there. And then on the second one, I mean, it goes right down to Kelp Mid, and it's a perfect trade. So I don't trade... Here, let me delete all my drawings. Yeah. I don't trade gold that much. So like I said, as far as like the entry model and stuff goes, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on gold. My my bread and butter is with, YM, ES, and Q as far as
Yeah.
trading. The Glizzy Clipper.
Solo trader, we see your questions. Just be patient. We'll try and cover everything. The chat's extremely active tonight. Lots of people have questions. I promise. We're not ignoring people on purpose. I assure you.
I say overall, gold is fine. It's not my favorite to trade, but I don't trade gold really that much. And the idea of the Glizzy Clipper too is like you're not trading these arrows just because of arrow prints. You're trading like the arrows are giving you the idea that we are in prime conditions for a mean reversion.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just up to you. Like if you get what you like to see, like the same things you use to enter a trade. If the Glizzy Clipper didn't exist, would you enter a trade here? If the answer is yes, and you have a Glizzy, you have Confluence. If the answer's there's a Glizzy here, but I don't see the thing I would use to normally enter a trade, don't take the trade. Let it go. Like let price take another leg down.
Hey mods, will you take care of that for me? Sorry, we don't need that. We don't need that in the chat. Thank you.
Some people get too excited.
Yeah, we just don't need that. We don't need those kind of vibes brought in it. We're trying to have a good time and chill and hang out and produce some free education for people. And when people are acting like that, that's just childish. So, yeah.
Dan Hammer, deported.
Yeah.
Man, look at YM. YM's going to go right to Kelp, man. I totally missed that.
I know. I told you. You could have got it in.
Luckily, I got the NQ short. Otherwise, I'd be really sad right now.
What's up, Trade?
How's your trading?
Today I made a little over 3K. It's been good. I mean, honestly, taken very little losses recently. Not anything massive. Nothing, no like huge days or anything like that. The 3K today was a pretty good day. Sunday Globex, I think I had like a $1,500 session. Sunday Globex. I didn't trade it all on Monday because of that $1,500 Globex session.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, life has been crazy lately, brother. It's been crazy.
Well, we take that.
Yeah, I mean it's been steady.
As I say, stuff goes up and down, so it's good to enjoy the up times. The downtimes make the up times much more worth it.
Yeah, I mean, my trading. I'm so risk averse. I'm like one mini most of the time. Today I had a trade where I had two minis on. I really liked the 915 buy up. Once we got above that 22,915 area on NQ. So I put two minis on, but then Trump decided to wreck the party and start talking, and kind of got pulled back on a little bit. Like lost half of my profits in that trade. So it should have been more, but luckily I had my trailing in, so it didn't go red on me real quick on the snap down.
So you're chilling.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I can't lie. I haven't done really shit at all for July. But granted, I haven't really been at charts like a whole lot, but what's been happening is I've been getting in, I'll get my Globex trade in, and Globex will get me a nice buffer. And then going into RTH, I'll start trying to press on the gas. And my thing has always been like, once I get green, if I have a little bit of buffer, I'll take a snippet of that buffer, and then I'll use that as my drawdown for the rest of the day. So like if I hit my next trade, then all of a sudden I can really press on the gas and make my green days really, really green.
Yeah.
But also if I crash out, my day still ends green. So we're okay.
Are you three contracts pretty much every entry at this point?
It depends. I mean, it really depends. Sometimes I'll size down, like when we were in turbo rip mode, like last week, like I was just down to micros. I was like, if I get into a trade, it's going to go really far. So I don't really need to have like a lot of risk on. So I'll size down to micros sometimes. I like to have multiple contracts. The way I trade doesn't work if I'm a single lot. So, because my runners are what pays for my trade. My first contract pays for the break even, and then my second and third contracts make my money.
Yeah.
So the way I trade, unless I'm in just momentum scalp mode, I like to have 2 to 3 contracts. So if I can't justify the risk with 2 to 3 minis, I'll size down to 5 micros. If I'm using more than 5 micros, I'm gonna use a mini, just because like commissions start getting really annoying.
Are you like adding into winners? Because we had this discussion last night on the stream how I really struggle adding in like another contract when my trade's already positive, bringing your average cost closer to current price when you're already positive on the trade. But also, let me add a second part to this. In Quant Tower, since you are the Quant Tower king and Quant Tower guru, is there a way to do like a last in, first out option on Quant Tower?
No, it's only ever gonna. So that's broker side, and it's only ever gonna be first in, first out. There's no way around that.
Okay.
That's all. Like I say, you can't change that on your platform either. That's strictly like a broker thing, which is kind of annoying. Like kind of annoying in a way. I wish there was a way around that, but as far as I know, there's not.
I just think there should be a better way to manage a trade. It doesn't. Like you should be able to take the last in off first, right? I would.
Yeah,
think.
we can have Noel maybe look into that if he's still in for the thing he's building. But there's with adding into winners, there's really two ways that there's two situations in which I will add into winners. And there's swing trades, and then there's really insane momentum volatility add-ins. So my swing trades, like let's say I get in and I'm looking at the hourly chart. I have hourly glizzies popping off to the long side. I don't take hourly shorts. I only take long swing trades. So let's say we got some hourly long glizzies popping off. I like them. I get in on the 1 minute chart and I'll get in with a few contracts. I'll get my core off and maybe I got 1 or 2 runners on. And we break the top side of expected range. If we break out of it, the top side of expected range, and like I said, I'll only do this if we have hourly glizzies popping off. If we break the top side of expected range, then I'll add in, which would essentially bring my average up to the middle of expected range, and then I'll hold for multiple days at a time. And every time we break out of the top of expected range, I'll add to my position. And you can keep moving your trailing stop in profit, right? And every day that we keep moving up, as long as you're not breaking the lower side of expected range, you can keep moving that trailing stop up along with it. But that's swing trading, right? Like you're holding for multiple days to a week at a time. And I'll do the same thing. Like I'll add in on the one of the main swing trades I'll add in on is on lean hogs when I do my lean hog short. So in the morning, I'll short when we break the bottom side of opening range. If we're above 100, which right now we're at 106. So I'm looking for that short currently right now, but we've kind of been going up, not down. So I haven't been able to short. So we break down to the bottom side of opening range. I'll get short. And if we don't come back, if the short is really there, it's the real short, it's not going to come back to opening range that day. So then the next day, when we break out of opening range again, I'll add to that position and bring my trailing stop all the way down to the top side of opening range again. And then I will keep adding every day that short happens, and keep adding when we break the lower side of opening range. And then as I do that, like I said, I'm moving the entire prior day profit down into profit. So like I'm only risking, one contract getting stopped out, but I have however many, in a lot of profit. So that's the swing trading version of adding to a winner. And then the other way I'll add to a winner is this is a trade that's going to last maybe like 30 seconds. And that's just like on a really aggressive like breakout or like news type move. Like let's say we're waiting on like a CPI candle or something, or CPI is sometimes too violent, but you can work with that too, where like you get that initial pump up like, okay, I like this, and it's like really genuinely good news, I'll get in, we'll pump into my favor, I'll get in, move my trailing stop up to break even immediately, and then I'll just add really aggressively as like it's really, really clear that the buyers are buying very, very, very hard. And I'll keep adding until as soon as it stalls out, flat.
That
And like I
just
said,
seems
that's
so like crazy to me.
it's an intense trade because you'll get up to, I mean, I've had it up to 12 minis at one point in time. And granted, like the last 3 minis get like break even because you're adding up until that momentum stops. But when you're getting those really, really strong, aggressive, obvious moves, like it's got to be painfully like you're like, oh, this is going to go hundreds of points in 1 minute type move. You know?
Newer traders, do not try this at home.
I wouldn't try this at home, or if you're gonna do it with micros. But like I said, you're always safe in that trade too because your initial position you're in early on the breakout. Yeah. And when I'm adding, my trailing stop is moving up.
You're grumpy Griff. I was like, you're giving me anxiety.
But like that's the thing though, like I'm not at risk when I'm doing this because my trailing stop's moving up to break even as we're moving up aggressively. So yeah, a lot of times
this guys don't do this at home.
I said this is something you do after you've seen it happen a lot. But like you said,
you trade with Brian though. Brian does this, doesn't he?
Yeah, Brian does this all the time.
Yeah, okay.
And a lot of times you'll get break even, and that's totally fine. But on the trades that it does work out, like I said, you get up to a lot of minis, like it pays really, really well.
I bet it does.
But like I said, it's very rare that you have situations that you get that. I haven't even had that situation yet this year because the moves that we get are not strong buying, strong selling moves. We're getting lack of liquidity.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm taking this, it's an insane amount of really obvious liquidity buying. That's when I'm getting into these trades where it's like,
so you're almost looking like, hey, price is really aggressive here. We're coming into a low volume area, right? You know, price is going to obviously push through that low volume area fairly fast, right?
Yeah. Or we get just really obvious news that's like super good. And it's like, oh, this is going to be a green 4% day, or this is going to be a red 4% day. You know, like Powell comes out and says, hey, inflation is actually transitory and we are effed. It's like, oh, yeah, we should probably start selling really aggressively right now.
I mean, we missed a pretty clean break and retest there at 880 on the NAS. Now that I'm looking at it.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, but that's okay. I'm chilling now.
I'm chilling too. I mean, I'm at 3K today. I'm happy. I'm fine.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm fine not taking a trade. Let's see here. What's the biggest trade? What's Goose's biggest trade? I don't know what his biggest trade is. I do know he's a 12%er, though. If you remember the day that the market was 12%, Goose was a part of that ride.
I was part of that ride. That was a good day.
Yeah, that was a great day.
I was unexpecting.
Yeah. And copy trading too. Oh, that's a
1%
day.
That was a huge day. My biggest day, I don't like to count the copy trading ones because it's like, yeah, it's a big day, but like, is it really like? I mean, yeah, it is, but like at the same time, like it's not. I don't know. It's different, you know. Because as far as like copy trading, the Apex accounts, you know, it's common to see 20 to 30K days. You know, but like I said, that's on Apex. You're copy trading however many accounts.
It was huge. Had to be there.
But as far as like personal accounts and stuff go, the biggest I had like a 15K day on a lean hog, or on a, it was a lean hog short. Like last year, I had a great trade on lean hogs, and I think that was my biggest one in my personal account, to be honest.
So without obviously too much doxing going on, what's your view on what's going on in the prop space right now with all the
So my address is I'm just kidding. So with props and stuff right now, that's a great question, and really I think we're in the backside of what was the best time to be in the prop space, because 2021, 2022, 2023 even was like the greatest time to be trading in the prop space, because you were getting, everyone was competing, right? Like there was just starting to become some people in the space, and all these prop firms were making so much money. They were running absolutely like ridiculous deals, and everyone was getting paid out all the time. But what happened was, you know, they all shot themselves in the foot essentially, and like, oh wow, we're starting to see props have liquidity issues. Well, now 2 prop firms failed in the last year, and the music kind of stopped, and you were seeing a lot of prop firms have to pump the brakes on a little bit of stuff that a lot of them did themselves. And then we're also seeing a lot of new ones pop up in the space, because it is highly profitable if you can scale the risk correctly, or if you have funding. If you have, you know, $2 million of funding to begin with, you can start a prop firm today and make a poop load of money. Because you don't have a liquidity issue. The problem is a lot of these prop firms are starting up, and, you know, they're gaming the system of sim and all that stuff, but their payout stuff and their rules are also tight, because they can't risk a lot of people taking big payouts, because then they'll face a big liquidity issue where they can't pay people out. So it's a little bit on the sus side. And I mean, we've seen firms like Apex and Elite Trader Funding and a few of these other big firms, and even Top Step, like they've crunched down on a lot of their rules and stuff, maybe became a little bit more strict, and some are opening back up. You know, I know Top Step's becoming a little bit more lenient again, but I mean, they were the strictest for the longest time on their rules.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're just seeing a little bit of rebalancing going on of, hey, these guys went a little bit. It's like a pendulum, you know, we were way pegged out on the other one side, and then we saw like the last 6 months really pegged out on the other side of like everyone's tightening down risk and everything. And now we're starting to see it come back to the middle where, you know, no one's really having liquidity issues, but also there's a lot of firms in the space now too. So that means everyone's profit margins have gone down, you know, substantially as well. So as far as I'm concerned, like I've really worked my way away from props in general. Like I have my Bullinox, I have some Lucid accounts. I still have my Apex accounts that I've been working down. Some take profit trader accounts. Like I have all these accounts, but I've been working my way out of them just to be like at maintenance level. Like with my Apexes, I had to get 6 withdraws, and I took my time on those, you know. So I'm at withdraw number 6 on essentially all of them now. So now it's more about just trying to withdraw my way down to get all of my money. And for a lot of you guys that trade at, you know, firms like that, you know, Apex hasn't always been the best at paying people out sometimes.
Understatement of the year right there.
Yeah, they had the compliance emails, and they'll make you show your trades and stuff. A great way to like avoid that is just don't show up on their radar. When I withdraw from Apex, I withdraw $500.
Yeah.
Because when you withdraw the minimum, you don't show up on the radar. They don't care about, you know, withdrawing $500, or maybe you withdraw $500 out of 5 accounts at a time. I never withdraw out of all 20 at the same time. And when I do withdraw out of however many I'm withdrawing out of, I withdraw the minimum, and I withdraw the minimum up to like a certain amount. And then I'll start withdrawing more and trying to get, you know, more out, but just don't pop up on their radar. If you can keep your withdrawals like small, like when you go to their payout thing and you look at like the average amount people are getting paid out, if you could just stay smaller than most of those people, you're not going to pop up on their radar, and you're not going to have to worry about getting paid out. Where these people get in trouble is they go through Apex and they're like, hey, I want to withdraw $500,000, where they're going to be like, okay, we're going to look at your stuff, because that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So the best thing is to just not show up on their radar, but also the better thing is to probably just avoid it in general if, you know, things like that are coming up. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Lucid. I love Bullinox. Bullinox is great. Lucid's cheaper right now, though.
So, like, Bullinox, I've never traded with them. What's your experience with them, out of curiosity?
It's literally Apex, but you never have problems. Their customer support's really, really good.
Okay.
Like the rules and everything essentially identical to Apex. It's funny because whenever Apex has a sale, Bullinox will run the same exact sale for 1% less.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
I have a live account with Bullinox. They pay out. I've never had a problem. Like, and what's nice is their customer support is really good. Like, I never had a problem with Bullinox customer support. And then, but really, like, I'm moving closer to like I said, I really like Lucid. I would love to say I like my funded futures, but I keep running this issue where they just like won't activate my account.
Yeah, that's
signed up for
I don't understand that.
I signed up for another one like 2 weeks ago. It's still not activated yet.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if they're just outgrowing their like support, you know. But generally, like if I try to talk to their support, they respond within a couple seconds. Like it's not a long time when support gets back to me if I've ever reached out to them.
The support gets back to me quick, but like I'll send you like the emails back and forth. It's just been like really like they don't know what the problem is. I was like, well, I can just try a different card, and I don't know
Yeah, that's
what's
strange.
going on. And it's really like it's a weird problem that like I just like can't get the account. Like I don't know, something's going wrong with my account somewhere.
Yeah, I've
but
never had any
like
issues.
but they're good. Like they're good. People get paid out from them. Like I don't think they've really had any issue with like liquidity or denials. They're good. Top Step obviously is fine. Personally, not a fan.
Nope, not me anymore either.
That's not necessarily because of the company itself. Like I said, if it wasn't for the guy that runs the Twitter, like I would probably like them more. You know?
The Virgo trader. Did we see that video? Yes. Yeah, that video has been in circulation amongst I'm pretty sure every prop trader circle out there. So yeah, you've seen it, right, Goose?
How to make traders fail trading. So I have been in the back door of a few firms, and for those of you that don't know, I tried to start one, which was a $50,000 endeavor that I'll never get back. But these firms have complete control over the slippage that you get. They have control over like everything, right? So like they can adjust things to make it more against you, or like the slippage one was the one that was the craziest to me.
Yeah.
They can make this, like they can go into whatever data provider they're using in the sim account, and they can adjust your slippage to be your spread to be whatever number they want. There's a lot of weird things that go on with that. The amount of traders that fail, I know I mentioned this in your Discord earlier today, is absolutely insane. That 5% of traders that take an evaluation actually pass the evaluation. It's like 4 to 5%. It's like 4.75% of traders that take an evaluation actually pass it. And then I think it was something like, it was almost the exact same number, like 4.7 something percent of traders that pass evaluations actually get paid out. It's an incredibly small number. So like your margins can be really good, but you're also really, really reliant on your payout structure and people buying accounts. If you run into a situation where, and then this is why fast track trading went under, is because they were too loose on their rules and too many people were requesting too big of payouts with not enough people buying accounts. You run into that liquidity issue. I mean, fuck. I mean, they made it way too easy. They owe me like 27 grand.
What? Seriously?
You know? Yeah, I got one because like, why not? Because it's a new firm. I have accounts with all these firms, and I got one to show all the people like, hey, if these guys are pay out or not. And I ended up telling everyone, hey, they're not paying me out. So I was able to keep some people from buying them, hopefully.
Wasn't there a lawsuit, like a class action lawsuit?
Yeah, everyone. But the thing with those class action lawsuits is they'll pay you out an X amount over however much time. So like, it's almost not even worth the time unless you had a lot of money invested with them. I only had one account. So it's like, man, I'm not going to get my $300 back or whatever. Like, it wasn't really even worth me filling out all the paperwork. Because as far as like the money that you were owed from like having in the account, then all that's gone. They were just reimbursing people for the accounts that they purchased.
Dar's like, lawyers will take the other 90%.
Yeah,
that's probably about right. Well, we got 183 people watching. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. You're probably learning a lot, probably hearing a lot that you haven't heard before. To my north side, if you're just tuning in, is Goose, BananaBreadTrades, inventor of the Glizzy Clipper indicator that I use on stream. If you want to support the channel, hit that thumbs up button for me to hit the YouTube algo. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button if you could.
I'd just like to point out that YM is now at Kelt Mid. So
yeah, we knew that was coming.
that was perfect. That was perfect. I didn't take it. I'm a little sad, but we'll be all right.
Let me get caught up on the chat here a little bit. Sorry, you start talking and I get lost.
I get lost in myself sometimes.
Hector says,
honestly.
no, keep Wesley off Bullinox. He will steal my 2028 payout liquidity.
Yeah, I think Hector has the record for longest account longest funded account alive without a payout. I think he has the record.
Really? Nahal is asking end of day drawdown on Bullinox, or is it intraday?
There's two options, but the intraday one is like exponentially cheaper. If you want to do end of day drawdown, there's better prop firm options. Like I said, I like Lucid a lot. I think Lucid has the best end of day drawdown one so far.
Greatest Nothing is asking you. He's trying not to spam. He says if he's using Taylor true ranges for the expected moves for the day.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. It's the first time I've ever heard that term.
I don't know who Taylor is. Might be what you'll do though.
Yeah, Tony, it is nice to have Goose on. It is nice. He's been on before a few times. He's a hard man to lock down though. He's definitely a busy guy.
Yeah, next the charts are a little blurry. It's Discord.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
like, you can put your charts back on. I'm not taking any more trades. So
if I mean we're right in the middle of a box. So but I will go back over to my charts just so it's a little less blurry. There you go, guys. Yeah. Is that a little better? Wesley, I start my lives generally at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard. Sunday through Thursday is when I'm doing my live streams right now. We got a special occasion tonight. I was able to get the GOAT to the north side up here, BananaBreadTrades on this evening. So we went on a little bit later.
Yeah, I apologize for all the random tangents and ramblings too. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, you guys also have to understand he and I haven't talked in a long time either. So other than a DM here, a DM there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mostly on me though. Like I said, I've just been like not around. How was your 4th of July? Get even more off topic. Let's talk about that.
You know what I did on the 4th of July? Well, I grilled out with my parents, right, over at my parents' house.
You ate glizzies, I'm assuming?
Yep, and burgers.
W.
But I took 2 hour-long naps that day because I was shelled, brother. Like, things have been coming at me a million miles an hour, and my free time is so sparse these days. That little free time that I can find, if I can find like a 4-hour stretch to just decompress and kind of disassociate a little bit, I'm gonna take it. Yeah,
I feel that a lot. It's funny, I'm gonna end up being more busy here in like the next month or two. I'm doing the opposite of what I've been doing. I'm going to start a different business, so we'll see how that goes. But that's
oh no, here we go. Here we go.
If it comes a month or two and I'm MIA, you'll know why.
All right. Tom is asking, what use do you find in seeing the momentum indicator? Like, what visual cues do you look for?
So the momentum indicator, I don't even really need it on the chart necessarily because it calculates in the background. When it comes to the Glizzy Clipper, like it's calculated in the background, but I also made it optional to where if you want to see it on the chart, you can see it on the chart. But a good way to think about it is in like usage wise, it's kind of like an RSI as far as like it's an oscillator. It's showing you when things are overbought and oversold. The only difference is it's a function of harmonics. Um, so like I was saying earlier, price moves in waves. Like price does not go straight up and it does not go straight down. If it's going to a level, it's going to move up like this. So what I'm doing essentially with the momentum indicator is it's going to tell me how big those waves are on average, and that's your harmonics. Is like the actual harmonic is the up and down of that wave. So I'm measuring the distance of height on those waves, and that just tells me like, hey, price has moved an entire harmonic to the top side, so it's more likely to mean revert back to the middle, or price has moved a full harmonic to the bottom side and it's more likely to mean revert back up to the middle. And that's really, what I look at it for. I don't necessarily trade specifically off of it. It's just one of the many things that goes into the Glizzy Clipper to give you an idea of, are all the conditions really met for a mean reversion? Because what I used to do is I would find a balance point and I had like a line that would be like, let's say the harmonics on NQ at the time were like 45 or 50. So I'd get a line that was 50 points long and I would drag it around the chart. I'd go find a balance point, and if we were selling, I'd go one end on the balance point and one end 50 points down and be like, all right, I cannot fade this until it's gone at least 50 points down from this balance point. And all the momentum indicator does is it now draws, it's essentially the same line that I was drawing, but it's all done for me in an oscillator now and an indicator, so I don't have to drag around a line all across the chart.
That's
all day
so
long
crazy that you did that. I know you've explained this to me before, but I just find that's crazy that you drag this line around all like session long.
Yeah, but I mean, it kept you from catching a knife, right?
True.
Or at least if you were going to catch a knife, you were going to be catching a knife in the right place. You were going to be wrong in the right place.
Right.
That's a good term that I've heard used by Matt a lot from Rocket Scooter. Like he always says, it's okay to be wrong as long as you're wrong in the right place.
I
And
did see a question earlier. Do you still use Rocket Scooter?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Do you? Okay. I saw it a lot earlier in the chat, but I forgot to mention it.
I don't necessarily trade directly off of it unless like something from it really aligns with my expected ranges. Then I'll hammer it hard. If things, so all the Rocket Scooter is showing you how the options, it's showing you a map of options and how they're laid out for the day. Right when the market opens, and you look at that and be like, all right, like there's volume here, there's volume here, there's call volume here, there's put volume here, and a majority of the buying and selling of options is going on at this level. And that's all it really is. And then it's kind of up to you to decide how you want to play in those volume zones. And Matt does a lot better job of describing the way he likes to look at those maps for the day, because that's really what they are, is they're showing you where the volume is on the day, or the open interest. There's a bunch of stuff that goes into it. I'm not giving the full breakdown of what it is, but I have just a couple specific things that I look for off of it, like monthly hedge pressure, and then like the midpoint between like the put and the call area. That's a very important area to me. And then, like I said, monthly hedge pressure is a very important thing to me. And I just want to see those two areas line up with my expected ranges, or glizzies appear in those areas, so I can have more confidence that I also agree with options. But I don't have like the full playbook and stuff that like he does for it. But I've also, like I said, I've had it since the formation of Rocket Scooter, before it was even Rocket Scooter, back when it was just like us calculating some stuff in Excel. Like I've been with them for just as long as it's been around.
Okay.
So I've had it for 6 years now.
That's
so I just understand it really well.
Because I remember when I first tuned into Trades by Matt, he was using Rocket Scooter on the live streams there for a little bit, or saying where hedge pressure was, right? That's kind of all he mentioned about Rocket Scooter, was where hedge pressure was located. during his live
Yeah.
streams.
And the problem with that is like with every shiny new toy, you think it's like a direct buy and sell indicator. I mean, same thing with the Glizzy. Like it's not just a buy and sell. Like you still have to know how to use it.
Right.
And if you just have it and you just see, oh, level there, buy there, like that's not. You still have to have context and understanding of how price acts around those levels. Or like I said, if the map is printed in a certain way, it can give you a bias on, you know, hey, they're more hedged to the bear side today, or they're more hedged to the bull side today, or hey, there's just no volume in this area, so it's probably going to move through it really fast. That's more or less how like I use it. I say it's not a direct buy and sell indicator, but I'm being aware of where those volume areas are.
Yeah. What's up, Z? Yeah, I'm doing good. What was I gonna say? Harrison Scott, is your indicator still available on TradingView? Did it ever go public on TradingView?
No, not. It's not finished on trade. It's usable for me because I know how to set it up, you know. But I don't have it to where like anyone can just use it and put it up. So it's almost there. Like I said, once the Quan Tower version 2 is done, then I can have all the other automated stuff that goes along with it put into TradingView as well, and then TradingView will go live. But I'm more or less being lazy on my end because I don't want to do a re-release when the Glizzy Clipper 2.0 comes out.
Okay. Yeah, people ask me all the time, and I don't have these answers. Guys, I'm not privy to behind-the-scenes information. Just so you know, just to give you a heads up.
Hey, you just got to ask. I'm around.
Yeah. Z, who? No worries about being late. Introduce this guy? Okay. The guy to my top side is the one, the only BananaBreadTrades, aka Goose. So if you've heard me talk about the Glizzy Clipper indicator, this is the inventor, the mad mind behind the indicator itself. He's got his own YouTube channel as well. Feel free to check it out. Goes by the name BananaBreadTrades.
I don't stream unless it's on accident.
He likes me to do all the work, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I very much enjoy when Wes does it because then I can hop on and I don't have to do any of the work.
Oh man, too funny. Yeah,
plus I can't be responsible enough to be held to streaming at the same exact time every night all throughout the year because I am very horrible at saying, oh, I want to go do this right now. And then that's what I go do.
Dummy Trader's got a comment for you there in the chat.
4:28 a.m. Hell yeah. It's far too hot to sleep, and I'm proud of you. Kind regards, Dario. Oh, it's Dario. I love you, Dario. I hope everything goes well for you. I hope you get some sleep. Those poor people across the pond, it's hot, and they don't have ACs in their house like psychopaths.
I know. Mason was telling me the same thing the other day. He was like, I could not sleep. It was hot.
Listen, I mean this with like slight malice a little bit. Like, I don't feel bad for you guys.
Wow.
Air conditioning was invented like, I don't know. It was invented like 50 years ago. What are you guys doing? You can buy a window AC unit for like $100 on Amazon.
I agree.
Like,
all right. Central air was invented a long time ago, right? Like,
you don't even have to have central air. Just a window unit.
Yeah,
I have a window. Like,
it's true.
First thing I did when I moved into my house is I bought a window unit for my bedroom because it was usually a little too hot in my bedroom, and I didn't want to run the whole like central AC unit just to get it to be like 67 in my bedroom. So like my house is usually at like 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And then my bedroom's at like 65 to 67 because I got the window unit that uses like no electricity, and it was $100 on Amazon. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, do I need to send you guys Amazon gift cards?
Wait, Dario, you don't have windows either? What do you live in? A concrete hut? You know, like what are we talking about here?
Only balcony doors.
Only balcony doors. You're a professional.
Oh, you can make that work. You can make that. They have like the little like stand-up AC things that you can put inside your house. Like,
jail, huh? Brady says this is jail.
Jail. Yeah, I just like I said, there's just no excuse. There's no excuse at this point. It's 2026. Air conditioners. They have air conditioners in Africa. Like, you can get them in wherever you're at in the UK.
would we consider this a big bear flag? No, it's too tight of a range. There's not a big enough range for me to consider any kind of flag pattern. We're just kind of chopping sideways to me, Z. You kind of need an extended move on the NQ. I would say of at least I don't know, what would you say, 70, 80 points minimum, one way or the other.
Like just thousands, like millions, like just move so
like
much.
millions.
Please God. Or at least needs to be, like, for me to consider looking at anything. I mean, outside of my short that I took earlier, but that one was a little bit more clear to me on the hourly. Like, I was looking at that short on the hourly chart. But as far as like Globex and stuff, like if it's not in the edges of the expected range, I just don't even consider it, because candlestick patterns and flags and all that stuff do not matter when we're chopping in Globex. It will fake you out, because the market's being efficient, right? All the market's doing in this early stage in Globex is just filling orders up wherever there's a little bit of volume to be filled. It's just going to go fill all that. It's being efficient. It's not being it's not trying to find price or anything. There's just no volume.
Yeah, when I'm talking about bear flags and bull flags, I say those things as like trading for dummies terms. It's not like I look at it and go, oh, there's a bear flag, but it's something that newer traders can resonate with, you know, for the most part, because they can kind of see those things, because that's what you're taught initially, right? Like, you're taught to look for these chart patterns, and that's the easiest way to learn. So I kind of use those as reference, but
well, I mean, and there's the value to it too, right? Like, you have like a big buy up move, or like a bull flag, for example. You have a big buy up move. Well, now price has got to relax just a little bit before it takes, people are reloading, and it's just being able to identify, are we reloading or are we reversing? And that just comes with time.
I like when you form those. That's kind of what I look for when I say break and retest, for the most part, where you're breaking a level heavy, and then it does that little, what you say, breathing room, where it retraces a little bit slowly back up into the level, and then I use those extremes, so it forms that pennant that you're looking for, the flag that you're looking for at the level.
Yeah. Yep, no, I agree completely. Also, I will be back in like 14 seconds.
All right. Let's see, what do we got? We got news coming up here, Dario. So how we doing, chat? How do we trade today? Let me know. Now that I got you all to myself, apparently. A 10K trade, Copter. I don't know if that's happening tonight. We haven't moved enough to even generate 10K.
Hey, with enough size, you can make it happen.
Jeff, it's been good. Nice. How'd you guys trade today, out of curiosity? Let us know. Today was a little rough, right? It was kind of rangy, and then it looked like it wasn't going to be, and then Trump opened his mouth, and things changed rapidly, and then it looked like it was going to be really heavy, and then it wasn't. So I knew I kind of got lucky making what I did. Goose says full port. Hey. Copter says. Copter, it might not be able to sleep in the bed with the wife this evening if he doesn't make 10K, is what he's saying. Hey, what's up, Shoulderman? How are you? Yeah, this is about the time, Goose, in the next hour when you're going to see probably a lot of people start filing in. We get the
hey,
a lot of
by the way,
Aussies. Oh, you got the bourbon? Oh, nice.
Cheers to the YouTube channel doing really well.
Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah.
Cheers to it. Everyone in chat, type cheers. Cheers to everyone. It's a big team effort here.
I get in these moments when it's really popping, when the stream's really popping, where I'm just still in shock, and I can't believe what's going on. There's been points where I've wanted to cry. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Where I just sit back in my chair and I'm like, what is happening right now? And because it's all happening so fast too, and I don't have time to process anything that's going on.
Well, it's an awesome thing. You and Mock, you guys worked hard at it for a while.
Yeah.
I remember the points where you almost gave up.
Mm-hmm.
But you stuck with it, and you made it happen.
it definitely happened. The grind is real. It is 100% real. But really, nothing's changed as far as what I'm doing, Goose. It's just I owe it all to the chat, man. Everybody who subscribed, all the love and support. You know, they're the real rock stars with this thing. Like I said, I can't thank you all enough. I cannot thank you all enough for what has happened. You guys are going to change my life. If you keep this up, you're going to change my life.
Like I said, it's not without like hard work, and then also, like I said, just you know, being authentic. You know, you weren't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you would have got more people if you were being kind of a dickhead, like some of the other streamers are. But at the same time, I think it'll be your base will end up in like your reputation. Like you're going to end up, your ceiling is going to end up being higher because you're being authentic and you're not out here just trying to farm views, you know?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be anybody else. All I know, the person who I am is all I know how to be. If I was trying to, I'm not trying to be like everybody else, Goose. You know, I don't like what's going on in the trading guru YouTube online space. I don't like it at all because it's ruining people's lives, especially beginning traders' lives, right? They're putting this image out there that like, hey, you can purchase 20 accounts, copy trade those 20 accounts and make 60,000 a day.
Yeah.
That's not
how it is.
That's not the reality. It's just not. And it's ruining people's lives. And
I mean, that's like with my Discord that I had when I started it. That's all I was doing was making people unlearn stuff. You know, that's the first year of, you know, people finally deciding to take things seriously, or like they didn't know, right? Like, because when you're a new trader, you don't know.
No, you
right. I was in the same boat. I didn't know. But a lot of, you know, your second year of trading is unlearning everything you thought you knew in the first year, because turns out everything you learned was actually just garbage people you were using to farm views.
Well, I always talk about the indicator rabbit hole, and the only way that I became successful was stripping all that crap off my charts, right? Like that was it.
Yeah. Well, I say everyone's got an indicator and a strategy that does, you know, it's the next magical thing, you know? And I remember in 2021 when price was essentially just constantly mooning, right? Everyone had all these indicators and these indicator strategies where if it told you to go long at any point in the day, it made money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's and right then when the
thing, when the thing turned around, it's like, oh wow, all of a sudden all these indicators and all these strategies don't work anymore, and all those people videos disappeared off the internet. It's like, oh yeah. That's crazy. Wonder why. Because they were just, you know, you find a market condition, and that's another part of it too, is like I said, you can have a strategy that works great, and a lot of problems that people get into is they'll get a strategy that works for 2 or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden it won't work, and they'll lose everything that they made in the 2 or 3 weeks, and then the account's gone. And it's not because the strategy itself stopped working, it's just that the market condition changed and they were trading a strategy in a certain market condition that was working. And what you need to do is you need to just mark out that market condition and be able to identify that market condition and trade that strategy inside that market condition. Like me, like I have the expected range is my market condition for the Glizzy Clipper. If we're outside of expected range, I don't expect glizzies to work. So I have the Glizzy Clipper not print glizzies outside of the expected range because they're most likely not going to work. If you're inside the expected range, we're identifying as a range market, and then I can expect glizzies to have some sort of value. But if we break outside of that expected range, then we are now in price discovery mode, which is not mean reversion territory. That's trend territory. And then I will have to trade trend territory respectively. Like I'll have to change my idea that we're in a trend market versus mean reversion, or just chill and wait till the market's in range again, which is what I've been doing more often than not.
Yeah, I noticed you take that's your cue to go hit up the golf course generally when that happens.
And then look where I've been the last 2
Yeah.
weeks. Look where I've been the last 2 weeks. I've been golfing.
Mr. Big Beef, another day, another new feature on the channel, another Wes added. No, this is Banana Bread Trades to my top side, aka Goose. He's not another Wes.
Not another Wes.
This guy has been around a lot longer than I have. Is a much better trader than I am.
My hair's not as fabulous as Wes's. I don't have the cool curls.
It's obnoxious.
I don't have the nice
having
curls
the
going
on.
on. Listen, you never have to pay for a perm. It's just natural.
Mason mentioned something today when he was doing some editing for the thumbnail. He's like, your hair, man. Like it's just there's strays all over the place. He's like, I can't handle the flyaways. I'm like, brother, what do you want me to do?
he hit me up today and was asking for the headshot.
Oh, I saw this picture. Yeah.
Yeah. I sent him a great picture. But I was like, all right, I'll see if I can find like an actual picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I scrolled through my phone. I have thousands of photos on my phone, and then like I was scrolling back. You know, it tells the date and everything.
Yeah.
I was clear back in like 2020. I was like, damn, you know, like I actually don't have any photos of me, like without like I have lots of photos of me on my dirt bike with my helmet on.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have any photos of me without my helmet on. I take pictures of I'm the one taking pictures of stuff. I'm never taking pictures of myself.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like I actually don't have any photos of me. And then like when I was looking, I was like out on the golf course. It's like I'm not gonna take a photo like right now. I'm golfing. So I was like, sorry, Mock.
It's very, very hard to when you're not, you know, a streamer or not a narcissist. It's very, very hard to stand in front of a camera and make these faces. Like I've had to train myself. I have a motion tracking camera. So what I do, and it makes me cringe every single time that I take one of these pictures for these thumbnails, I stand up from my desk, I stand back, move everything out of the way, and I sit there and I make faces at the camera, and it follows me around. And I point to my left, I point to my right. It's horrible. It's the worst thing ever.
So yeah, I don't have any photos of me at all, and like I never did like I never put myself like on a thumbnail or anything. So it's like I don't have anything.
It's awful, brother. It's a terrible experience.
The only photos that are like recent of me and like the last couple of years, like are either what photos my wife took with like me and her, like on date night or something, where I'm probably making like a stupid face anyway, or like my wedding photos. I was like, I'm not gonna upload like my wedding photos.
I mean, that would be dapper. That would be actually, yes, that would be perfect. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Invictus, YM finally hit your target. Better late than never. You waited so long for that trade. What's up, George? Welcome. Those of you that are just tuning in, the man to my top side is Banana Bread Trades, aka Goose. Give him a warm welcome in the chat if you haven't said hello yet. If you have any questions for him while we have his attention, feel free to ask in the chat, and he will do his best to respond. And we did have to time somebody out earlier because they were just being unruly and impatient, but
I'll go beat him up.
No, it was just you were answering a question and explaining it, and he was just being really obnoxious in the chat about getting to his question.
Yeah, as I said, some people are a little entitled. That's okay though. Like I said, we'll beat him up. We'll deport him.
Yeah. Gold.
Hector says he started the day of the Ukraine war.
Yikes.
You know what's funny, Hector, is I had my biggest NQ trade ever on the day of the NQ or the day of the Ukraine war.
Says so. Up or down? What do you think? I think chop. We're right on we're just chilling on NQ. Is anything else moving around?
No, we're still in chop mode. If we get a glizzy on NQ, you know, I might look for a long back to kelp mid. You know, it's just expecting us to range here, but like macro wise, I'd like us to clean out Monday's low. I think today was just some consolidation for the next move, and I would like that move to be down at least a little bit to where everything got to kelp mid on the hourly. Then we can have a full rebalance after this crazy uptrend move that we just had. Mm-hmm. Get that rebalance, and then we can, you know, really start the next like leg up, but hopefully at a less aggressive pace.
Yeah.
Because the pace was pretty, although it was kind of weird there for a little bit because we were having these really big green days, but percentage wise, they really weren't that big. It was just the fact that they were relentless made them seem really big.
Yeah, Goose, like we're just so far extended from all the major daily moving averages that, you know, you can only get so far extended from those things before institutions are like, okay, let's bring it back to a buy area, you know? Like,
Yes and no. Go to 2020. Scroll back to 2020. Are you on a continuous contract?
yeah. We got
So
it.
go back to 2020.
We got it.
We are doing identical to
Oh gosh, the scale.
2020
The
move.
scale is so much different.
It's crazy because there's the 2020
Guys,
move
this
and
is
like
COVID. This is COVID.
it's nothing. It was nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. That was world collapse. That was world and global collapse was COVID.
Tony, it's Kelt mid, like the Keltner channel, not not Kelt mid. It's a Keltner channel with a K.
KELT mid. Yeah, and then you can see where things on Temu got a little bit more expensive, and which was way.
Like, look at these moves though, in comparison,
Yeah.
right? Like you're like, pull back to 2020, pull back to COVID.
It's like the COVID pullback really was nothing.
It's
Like,
like,
it was
bro,
nothing.
it was.
But if you
Where were we at?
if you zoom in,
9,800 about mid 700s down
Yeah.
to the low was 6,600.
so you know it's also like ridiculous. It makes me a little bit mad at the same time. Like look at the price action pre-COVID. Look at those daily candles.
I know.
Those ain't shit. Like you used to be able to long like 5 ES and it might hit your stop or take profit in the same day. You know, like we used to have like daily ranges. Like if you had a daily range of 10 points on ES, it was like, holy cow, we were volatile today. And now it's like you have 10 points ES like in the first like 5 seconds of the first candle of RTH.
It's wild to think about it. For reference, I started trading somewhere in here, like around the 7,000 to 7,500 on the way back up. That was the beginning of my trading. And people always ask me, how did you build your accounts? Well, it was fairly easy for me, right?
I longed and then I didn't look back.
Yep, pretty much just hit the buy button. Honestly, it was market would sell off on the open and then you would V bottom and it would just go higher.
Yep.
Almost
You would wait
every single day.
Market would sell, the NQ would sell 150 to 200 points in the first 30 minutes, and then it would rip 500 points the rest of the day.
It was crazy. It was such easy trading. 2022 presented a whole new kind of dilemma. Luckily, I had a big enough account to kind of weather the storm, so to speak, until I got the hang of it. In 2022, because obviously 2022 was downside. 2023 was not too. 2023 was great. Looking at it, I mean, it's pretty much up. Only again, the moves were a lot bigger, a lot more exaggerated.
Yeah, the moves were really big. We were having a lot. Like 2023 presented a lot of like 3% days. Like 2.5 to 3% days were really, really common.
And
whereas like right now
when
we're
we
not...
say that, we're talking like 300 or 400 points, guys.
Yeah.
We're talking
well, that's just how it works. You know, the higher you go, the bigger the day has to be percentage wise.
Yeah. Which makes it even more imperative if you're a beginning trader to scale it down. Like, because the market does like to move in percentages. If I have a personal private futures account, what do you mean by that, Z? Do I trade a personal account? Yeah, I have a personal account.
You know, here's a big pondering topic that we may experience in the future.
Z, I trade with both.
But as the market moves up, right, and we eventually have bigger and bigger ranges on the day, eventually they will have to cut the value of the tick.
Yeah, they're gonna have
contract.
to. They're gonna have to.
Yes.
I mean, if you're
they've done it already.
30K, like what are we talking about? A 1% move, you know?
I mean, NQ used to be $100 a tick
It's crazy.
way back in the day. PAX talks about it all the time. And then they, or it was $100 a point. I don't remember. But it used to be like the value of NQ has been cut twice in the last 25 years.
Yeah,
so it's the same thing. Eventually, they're going to have to cut the value of the contract. Or maybe they don't. Like maybe there's enough volume in NQ now and all these things that maybe they don't have to, because things are different now than they were the last couple times that they cut the value of the contract, because the last 2 times they cut the value of the contract, there wasn't computer trading. You had to call your broker to make a trade, or you had to trade on the floor. Whereas now you can open your phone. Like me, I open my phone and I'm placing trades from bed. You know?
Yeah, you got the virtual desk.
I got my virtual desktop on my phone. I'm never at my computer. Hardly ever.
Z, I trade with Edge Clear. Goose, who's your personal broker? Optimus?
Optimus.
Yeah, okay.
Just so I could do the special Quan Tower thing.
Yeah.
With the trade all my props are copied from my personal account, all on the same platform. I don't have to change platform or do anything. I mean, other platforms and brokers offer that too. Optimus is just the one that I'm using right now because they have really nice customer support and full level 2 data for any ticker that I want.
Yeah. George, does anyone use Tradeify? Do you use Tradeify? I do not use Tradeify.
I've been paid out from Tradeify. I have a straight to funded from them.
Okay.
I don't trade them much because it's on Tradeivate, which is like not the program that I use.
Wait, do they only use Tradeivate, or do they offer other?
So I signed up a long time ago. They might have added some new stuff since then, but at the time when I signed up, they only had Tradeivate. They might have added some stuff since then, though. Are you just with My Funded Futures now, as far as firms go?
No, I'm with 4 of them. So
4 of them.
Lucid,
W,
Top Step, still. That one might go away here soon.
Fat L.
It's crazy because that's my first account, man.
Yeah. It was my first account too. Like I said, it's and there's nothing like if you don't have social media, there's nothing wrong with Top Step. It's great.
You're gonna get your money, right? Like they're going to pay you out.
With Top Step, you're going to get paid. They're probably one of the most reliable firms in terms of getting paid and knowing that you're having a legitimate quality product.
Correct.
They're like, as far as it goes, Top Step in reality, as much as I don't want to say it, they're pretty much number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, the fucking CEO says stuff a lot where I'm just like, dude, that's either like not true or like just stop causing drama in the space. Like I hate it when all these guys just start getting beef with each other for like no reason. It's like, just run your business. Like be you, separated from everyone else. Everyone will like you more. Yeah. Like that's why everyone loves Bullinox. Bullinox doesn't even have social media, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like they don't even they have an Instagram page, and it's like, I'm pretty sure the dude that runs their Instagram page is like 76 years old. Like he barely knows how to use social media. Yeah. But they have no drama, so they're great. They never have no one talks shit on no one. You can go search the interwebs. You'll never find a bad thing said about Bullinox because they just don't get involved. Look at Apex. Apex had their Discord, and Daryl was active in that shit like every day, screaming at people. And look what happened. They have a terrible reputation because they were active in social media. Like, just don't. If you're a prop firm, don't be active in social media. Even Matt Leach with My Funded Futures, he has so much hate because he's really active on social media and he talks a lot of shit. It's like, just don't do that. Like, yeah, it gets you views, but it also gets you like a lot of like drama and hate because you're eventually, when you're that active, you're going to say, I'm guilty of it too. I say stupid shit all the time. Like, I'm probably going to get an angry email from Patak at some point in time saying like, dude, fucking stop. And it's like, My bad, dude. But like at the same time, like don't say stupid shit. And
Yeah, I don't
so
know. I try to just be drama free and stay in my own lane, no matter
I,
what's going on.
I try to too. It just like I say, you see the stuff that gets posted, and you're just like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you posting that? Stop it.
Yeah. But the other props that I trade, so we talked about my fund of futures. I trade with Top Step, Lucid, and then Take Profit Trader are my 4 props that I have right now. Currently,
Take profit's good.
I've been thinking about trying out Trade Day because they have similar structure to Take Profit Trader currently, where they're doing the daily payout thing.
I've never used Trade Day. I have Take Profit accounts. I have Lucid, Bullinox, Apex, Top Step, Tradeify. Like I have most people, but I've never done Lilu.
Nope,
It's like we're talking about like what drugs we've done, right? Like I've never done Lilu,
Yeah.
and I've never ripped any of my fund MFFs, and then I have yet to do a line of Trade Day. I say I've been trying to do MFF. They just won't give it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Let's see here.
RTY was a good glizzy long. I didn't take it though.
Yeah, I got nothing right now as far as trades go. Z, yeah, we've you guys know my thoughts on the firm that begins with an A. I've said it many times. Many times.
Listen, they're shooting themselves in the foot. That's all it comes down to is like granted at the same time, personally, I have always gotten paid. So like I know there's people that haven't. Personally, I've always gotten paid, but it doesn't mean that everyone is. I don't know. I don't like to talk shit on people unless they've personally done me wrong. You know, unless they personally have affected me or someone I know, like a close friend that I know. I don't like to talk shit because there's plenty of people that just like, because I know there were other firms in how this all started is there were other firms in Apex's Discord pretending to be customers that weren't actually customers and were actually like staff from other firms. This was a real thing that happened. This actually got uncovered.
Wow.
Because people that were talking shit, they were also admins in other Discords for other prop firms that got that was like a whole thing. But at the same time, I've always gotten paid from Apex, so I can't necessarily talk too much shit just because, like I said, I've always gotten paid and I've been paid a lot. Like I wouldn't exist trading wise if it wasn't for Apex because I've been paid a lot of Apex and I've been able to become a full-time trader because of Apex. But at the same time, that curtain could fall at any time. Like I said, they could deny the payout that I put in today. I requested a payout today, so we'll see. Maybe I get denied tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, everything I said yesterday was just a fucking lie. But we'll see. Like I said, right now, everything's like I said, everything's still hunky dory. So like, I can't talk too much crap, but at the same time, like I said, I know other people haven't exactly had the same experiences, and I don't like personally that I have to trade. And with the fear that, oh no, I have $100,000 wrapped up with this firm. Like that's a lot of money. I'd really suck if they didn't pay me.
Yeah.
You know, like that's going to hurt if they deny that, or they deny me getting paid the money that I'm owed. Like I don't keep that much money in firms ever again, ever since like the last time I had a lot, because the most I've ever had.
So are you just keeping the buffer in those things and just taking what you can kind of deal?
I keep like 1,000 or 2 over the buffer, and then it's good. Okay. I have a couple accounts that have way too much. Like my 12% account has like way too much in it that should be in it because I accidentally had that 12K day.
That's so ridiculous.
So I had to make, and because of the 30% rule, I had to make $24,000 more. right? So
Yeah.
like that account has way too much, and I have like 2 other accounts that have like more than they should because I let runners run too long. But for the most part, I keep just above the buffer or right at the buffer. So all I got to do every single cycle on those accounts is I just got to make $500, withdraw, make $500, withdraw, and then we're chilling because I like to stay off the radar with them as much as I can, and most of my money comes from my personal account anyway, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, Grumpy Grandpa says, "Are you better off going out of props once you are established?" Well, yes. Trading a personal is so much easier and so much better than trading with props. Props have their space, right? Like they're a good instrument to learn on, as long as you're doing it right and not just rifling through accounts. But ideally, real trading is trading your personal money anyway, right?
Yeah, my thing I always tell people is use a prop and prove to yourself that you can make $10,000, and take that $10,000 and put it into pay yourself. Like when you trade the market and you take a payout, always put some money in your like bank account. Always pay yourself. Make sure you're green on the endeavor no matter what. And when I say green on the endeavor, I mean that money goes into your bank account and it never sees the stock market ever again. Like you're green, that that money was spent on something not stock market. Once you're green on your endeavor, meaning that money's no longer in the stock market or in a trading account, then take $10,000 or prove to yourself that you can make $10,000, put that into a personal account. And now that you've made the $10,000 from a prop firm, now you have capital to trade a personal account and just work on growing that. I always give people it's like a 3-year plan. Year 1, don't lose money. That's all year 1. Just don't dig yourself a hole.
Yeah.
Year 2, try to be profitable. Doesn't matter how much, just try to make money. Year 2 or 3, work on growing and getting that $10,000. Like that should be, once you're in the point to where you're actually starting to make money, make $10,000. Once you make $10,000, start a personal account, do the same thing again, except now pay $10,000 in your personal account, right? And like I said, you do this over a long time frame. You're not doing this in a week. You're not going to do this in a week. Don't try to do it in a week. And then after, once you get that personal account rolling, you can just start adding a little bit of size to it, adding a contract here or there. And, you don't have to change your trading strategy at all. A lot of times people are like, oh, when I get funded, I'll change my trading strategy. You're like, no, just trade the same. Add a little bit of leverage as, your account grows a little bit, and keep trading what got you profitable in the first place. And you're going to be just fine. Treat it like college, like 4 years of getting a degree, right? Like 4 years of learning how to get profitable and just not digging yourself a hole. Make sure your tuition, your scholarship is as many accounts that you don't blow. That is your scholarship, right? Your tuition is going to be as expensive as you make it. And then, like I said, once you start rolling into being profitable, you just add a little bit of size as things go on without changing your strategy, and you're going to be golden.
I 100% agree with everything the man just said. 100% agree. Sorry, guys. I don't see a trade here anywhere for me. I know you guys are all VWAP loving right now. I don't have VWAP on my charts, so.
Hector says Goose every day in 2024. Just don't get liquidated, and that's so true. I've screamed that at so many people. Just don't get liquidated, and you'll be just fine. And Hector's proven that. I give him credit. Give Hector mad props. Yeah. And I've said this a lot of times. Hector is not a great trader, and I mean this with love. This with a lot of love. Hector is not a great trader, but he is a great trader because his risk management is better than like he has the best risk management of any singular person I've ever met in my entire life. So because of that, he's not the best trader in the terms of having a defined setup that he does really well over and over, you know, but he is the absolute best trader in the fact that that man can absolutely lose money and not have a winning trade for like 3 months.
Okay.
And by golly, when it clicks, he's green in 1 day. Like it is the most impressive, amazing. Like I could not be more proud of like Hector as a person and as a trader. Like, and I say this like when I call him a bad trader, like I'm joking, obviously, but
Right.
like once he figures out, like once the market finally clicks with him, he's going to be one of the most profitable people that I know because his risk management is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I wish I had as good of risk management that he does. But like it's just like really impressive. Like I said, he's the longest person to have a funded account without getting a payout. And essentially, like I said, he's still new to trading too. Like he's still a very new trader, but his tuition has got to be the absolute lowest of any person of all time.
He is. I knew there was going to be some responses to this one. I knew it.
But like I said, it's Hector. Like you wouldn't expect that coming from Hector, right? Like you wouldn't expect the most responsible person like of all time to be Hector. But hey, it is. He put in the work. And he has the most discipline out of literally all of us. And it's crazy.
I mean, hanging on to the account is the hardest part. I will say that. Too many people get to a certain point with those things where they just say screw it and give up. So GG's on you, Hector, for battling.
Yeah, like W Hector for real. W Hector in the chat.
Yeah. I mean,
but like that's the thing too, and like I said, I'm guilty of this just as much as anyone else. Of like you're just having a bad day or a bad week, and you're just like come on, man, like it's just gonna go on my like we're done with this, or it's gonna go on, you know, account dies or whatever. But then like the next day or the next week, you start a new account or whatever.
Pine? What's up, Pine? How are you? Pine Tree Trader in the chat all. Have you ever seen one of Pine Tree's streams?
I have not. No.
You have not. His channel's booming right now as well. He's doing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not on YouTube.
Neither am I. People know this about me too. Neither am I. But
especially like in like the trade in the trading space, I have like my YouTube is essentially like bushcraft and like cars and dirt bikes.
No, he's a good dude. His channel's really doing well recently. Pine, I'm glad you're here, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, W Pine.
Nah, he's a chill dude. He actually lives in, I think, Maine, I think is where he's from.
Alpine.
I think he might be friends with Alpine.
Oh, no, I was saying Alpine for like living in Maine.
Oh, Alpine.
No, I don't follow Alpine at all.
Neither do I. I don't really follow streaming traders at all. It just adds too much noise and confusion for me in my trading day. I'm to the point now where I like just tuning everything out for those first. I'm where you're at, where I just tune those first everything out for those first few hours to make my money, and then I can worry about everything else after that.
Where you trade in dead silence for the first like hour,
pretty much.
Then after the first trade gets in, like, okay, maybe we'll turn Spotify on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the boat that I said, when it comes time, like I'm making a massive financial decision, you know, when I take my first trade of the day. So like, it's very important that like we nail what we're doing. We got to lock it. And then after that, yeah, sure. I'm going to talk shit in Discord like all day long after that.
yeah. You do like the trolling in Discord, don't you?
I do a lot of trolling in Discord.
But yeah, I don't know. I found even watching, like, I loved watching trades by Matt, right? Like, I think he's a great dude. I love him as a person. I don't know him that well on a personal level, but like we chatted through DMs and whatnot. But I like the guy. Yeah, cheers, Pine. Cheers, Pine. Sorry I didn't catch the stream tonight. I was
Cheers.
yeah, cheers. I was doing setup with this man that you see above me. By the way, Pine, this is Banana Bread Trades to my top side, aka Goose. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Also,
if you use Quan Tower, you know who I am.
Yeah, that's true.
You've been. If you use Quan Tower, you've probably watched one of the videos. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's all I'm good for.
Yeah, I mean your Quan Tower videos get what, like 20K plus views, 30K.
They really do. It frustrates me so much. The easiest thing that I do during the day is like what gets the most views.
So Wes, am I Maverick? That's like the third time somebody's asked that. No, I'm not Maverick. Not Maverick. How did you get the nickname Goose? Out of curiosity.
So it came from how I got all my names came from Trade by Matt's Discord, because Banana Bread Trades came from one day I was like, man, I ate banana bread and I had a huge green day. Maybe like that's the key. And then just took that joke way too far. Obviously, because now I have an Banana Bread Trades LLC is a real thing, right? Like,
yeah,
that's how far that joke went. And then as far as Goose went, before Banana Bread Trades, I was Silly Goose in Discord because I was being a silly goose. And then eventually I became mature. So now I'm Goose. And then it became Banana Bread Trades. But then like everyone knew me as Goose. Like it became Banana Bread Trades and the brand is Banana Bread Trades, but I'm still Goose within Banana Bread Trades.
Yeah, I always wondered how that came about. Yeah, Pine, smash that like button, y'all. Smash the thumbs up button for me if you could. Let's hit that YouTube algo.
Smash the like button. Like I said, you don't want to know what happens to all the cats if like you don't hit the like button.
Bro, if you say that cat line one more time. Oh man. It was ridiculous. Well, we just went over 1K views on the stream. We got almost 200 people in here right now. Welcome, guys. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am Wes, full-time futures trader. He is Goose, full-time futures trader. Much better trader than myself.
And not this month. You got me handled this month.
You have been trading this month.
Dude, I have actively traded. I just have like not done like the problem I've had this month is none of my runners have ran. So like I was telling you, like my overnight trade gets my buffer, and then I try to hit my second or third trade, or like maybe I get a couple trades going, but
yeah,
everything just keeps coming back to break even. So like I'm just chilling.
Are we gonna hit 2K subs? It doesn't look like we're gonna hit 2K subs tonight. That would be amazing. But we're at 1,939 subscribers currently.
Those hackers.
So it's kind of
time to put out a Quan Tower vid, Wes.
No, the live streams have been doing well, brother. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm averaging over the last 2 weeks like 90 plus subs a stream.
That is fantastic.
It's crazy. The channel's
well, it probably helps when you're active trading too. Like tonight is slow. Actually, I feel like that's somewhat like it's almost guaranteed every time we do a collab stream. It's like the slowest the market has ever been within the last year.
I know. I think we've done one collab where I caught a really big trade, and it was the very first collab that we did. I think I was in along while you were talking, and it was behind the scenes because you were discussing strategy or something like that. So we had your charts up, and then we flipped back, and I was big into profits in the trade. I was like, yeah, I'm just kind of being quiet over here in the background.
Chilling, yeah.
$2,000 trade later, but that was during RTH as well, if you remember.
Was
right?
it?
Yeah, like our first live stream collab was during RTH.
I can't even remember. It's rare for me to be out in RTH. Not gonna lie.
Daniel, yeah, I'd love to do a collab with Pine at some point. It's hard to coordinate schedules when you get out to a certain level. So like the collabs are very sparse. Let's put it that way. Continue, Goose. Sorry.
Especially with like the golf schedules. That's
the golf schedules. Yeah, I saw you posted a video of some chip that you were trying to get like to +2, and the thing lipped out on you, and you lost it.
I was literally I was one stroke away from being +2 through the round, which would have tied my best round ever. And I was like, I'm gonna film this chip because this is gonna be great. And it lipped out. Like I was like, you gotta be kidding! Like it was so close. I was like, I almost got it. But oh well, there's more golf to be played.
Oh no!
And obviously
Darius in the
buying a
chat.
new driver.
Bro.
Yeah, buying a new driver is going to make my game so much better. Obviously.
I don't know if you want to pay attention to the chat at all, but
Oh yeah, please repeat the part about Hector not being a good trader. I missed it.
Oh man.
You can just rewind the stream. Like, go ahead, rewind it, and clip it, and then like we'll put it on the channel.
Wow. Wow.
I say that with love. I love Hector.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Hector from the Good Games days. So it's been a while since I'm not gonna lie, Goose. It's been a while since I posted anything in there. I kind of just do my own thing now. Like,
Yeah.
Like once every 3 months, I'll pop in and say hello. But it's different people in there now.
Yeah, and I'd say the cycle is pretty hard, and you'll get that in any Discord, really. You know, like Matt's is obviously a lot bigger, so he gets a lot more people coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I still go and I hang out, say hi. I say have a great weekend to Gary every single Friday. So,
Yeah.
I'm currently ahead in our competition of saying that.
All right.
But like I said, Matt has always been really cool to me. I'm big friends with Matt. Like I said, a lot of the reason like I even started doing YouTube and stuff is because of Matt. So like I said, as far as those guys go, like they're very cool in my book. Big fans.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Me too. I think they're both really good dudes. I got nothing bad to say about either one. I like what they do. I like what they did. They're a big part of why I am where I am. You know, a huge part.
Well, if you think about it too, like as far as like trading in the YouTube space goes, like Matt really is one of like the original pioneers of it as far as like futures trading and the space. So
yeah. Well, he's at the
big
top.
dude.
He's at the top of the food chain these days. So
pretty much, yeah. I said it'll be interesting to see when Tradester comes out. You know what
I kind of want to try it.
I mean, I'll definitely try it. Like I said, he has the potential and he has the funding and backing to do it really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've gotten to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, it takes a long time to build something from scratch. So like right away, like when it first comes out, it's important not to have super high expectations because they're building it from scratch. But what it can become is super exciting.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking forward to, is like something that's built around the futures trading community and like what we're really into. Because like the problem you have with like a lot of the platforms we have now is they're not built by people that trade like we do, you know. Like they're getting better. Like Quantower's gotten a lot better because it's, you know, because of Discord. They've got so much influence from people that trade like we do. But you get to a lot of the bigger platforms and they're just not quite, like I said, the features, some of the features are just like a little hit and miss, and it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
But having something that is completely purpose built for our trading will be very good.
How do we feel about today's sideways market? Oh no, there's Nimkins. Nimkins woke up.
Oh, Nim's up. Nim's is up.
Nims is awake.
Bad news for hot dogs. Nims woke up.
Micah wins. What did I make today? I made 3K today, a little over 3K today. Wasn't a fan of the what do they call it? Like a expanding range play for most of the day, you know, where it would sweep new highs and then retrace the whole thing and then take new lows and retrace the whole thing and back and forth. But I traded okay today. I don't know. Did you take any trades today, Goose? At all?
Yeah, I traded the heck out of YM, scalping it.
Okay.
Today was actually my best day of the month. And just because I was scalping YM pretty hard. And I didn't go red, so that was nice.
Yeah, that is nice. Later, Copter. Have a good night. Nims. I made 3K and cried about it all day. Oh, here we go. Here comes Nims.
It's a tough life, but someone's got to live it.
Nims is gonna come in hot.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a tough life, but someone's got to live it, man.
Yeah. Micah, I'm not so much a scalp. I mean, technically we're all scalpers if you're a day trader, right?
Yeah.
But I've been classified as an intraday swing, I guess is how people like to. I typically don't get into a trade unless I see a 50 plus point move in it. I generally don't execute. My strategy is simple. It's simple support and resistance. The gray boxes that you see on the screen are my levels that I want to execute at. It defines my risk and targets for the most part. But my strategy is fairly simple. Goose, up top up there, he's more of a mean reversion kind of trader. But he's not really a scalper either. You know, he likes to hold.
It can range so hard. I'll do anything from momentum scalps to like a glizzy can turn into an intraday swing at any moment in time.
Yeah,
if everything lines up.
That's true.
You know, it's just like it's more or less like, does my break even get hit? If the answer is no, I think it could go a long time. If my trailing stop just never, like, I'll move my trailing stop up. If it just doesn't get hit, who knows how long it goes. Yeah. But most of the time it's just a kelp mid and then we're chilling.
We got over 200 people in here right now, Goose. So people are, I think Australia is waking up.
Good morning, Australia.
Yes, this is about when it starts to accelerate a little bit, generally.
Tell Robert Irwin I say hello.
Micah says Dow was a better directional out of the indexes. You just really tickled Goose's heartstrings there.
Yep.
With
YM is Bay. Like, if we look at the glizzies on the overnight, like the glizzies on YM, pretty ideal. Although RTY actually worked well tonight. Although RTY, like, sometimes it'll just grind forever. Like, there's no telling what RTY is going to do sometimes.
Brother, look at Nimkin's last comment in the chat right
now. Whose cats are causing havoc at 3 a.m.
How appropriate.
It's called Wake Your Wife Up and Make Her Go Deal with It.
Wow. He's coming in hot. He is coming in hot.
That's what I do, though, because my wife has 3 cats. So when one of them is at the bottom of the stairs going, meow, like nonstop, I just like, hey, wake up. Go deal with that.
Wow.
That's yours. Because you don't want me to go deal with it because he's going outside.
It's lunchtime in Australia, Sedge says. Yeah, I get a lot of Australians and New Zealanders in my streams. A lot of them.
I mean, prime time. He said it's lunchtime for them. They're eating their kangaroo burgers while watching you trade some charts in Globy.
Oh no.
You guys need to sort out. Bim said he tried that, and you guys need to sort out your differences.
218 in New Zealand. Okay. Well, welcome, guys, from around the world. She sounds like a lucky lady, Jenna says. Kanga's not the most tasty thing here. Yeah, here it goes. Yeah. No one eats the roos.
Yeah, they do.
They eat kangaroos? No.
Yeah, kangaroo.
Really?
So, like, kangaroo are like the deer of Australia. Like, you know how we eat deer in the States? Same thing in Australia.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like me some venison jerky, but...
Roos are for riding to work, not eating.
Yeah. I've never heard of anybody eating kangaroos. You could, just not as common. Nobody says. Roos are pets, not food. Matt says.
Roos are pets. I mean, I can see that. It probably depends on the part of Australia.
What's up, Obaid? How are you? Sorry if I interrupt you.
Oh, you're Gucci. You're Gucci, dog. I mean, there's people in the States that, think that sheep are pets, but in different parts of the States, people eat lamb all the time.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Have you ever had a good hero?
I have had some good hero. It's really good. It's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Problem is, I'm from Kansas, so it's just steak all the time. Like, that's all we have is steak, beef.
So
There's
much.
more cows in Kansas than there are people.
So I'm trying to cut down on my red meat intake. I've been noticing I've been eating a lot of red meat, which isn't great. So I've been trying to go to more like a fish base, almost like Mediterranean type diet, to try and not clog my arteries as much. But man, do I like red meat. I like the steak.
I don't think it's necessarily as bad for you. I think a lot of the problem people had with red meat was what they would eat with it that was giving them so much cholesterol. You know, that was causing all the problems. But really, like, I don't know. Like, it depends on which doctor you ask if an all meat diet is great or if it's the worst thing ever for you. You know, like there's so many different like food fads that go on. It's almost impossible.
Yeah. Nims, they remove your U.S. citizenship if you watch a cholesterol.
I mean, it's kind of true. But like for me, for dinner, like most of my dinners have been, I'll do a ribeye, I'll do 2 boiled eggs, half an avocado, half a sliced tomato, and that's my dinner. It's pretty banging.
I mean, it sounds delicious. The problem is with every red meat, what do you pair it with? A potato. Like you just you know, you pair it with a potato. You get maybe some broccoli, maybe one green side, maybe some broccoli, maybe some green beans, might be a side salad. Who knows? But
yeah, I mean that is the hard part. But let's trust, big trust here.
Micah, we all want to pull back, brother. We need to pull back. We don't want the continuation bull run. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but big trust here. Tomato with the avocado and like a little bit of boiled egg with your steak, like it could be the replacement for the baked potato. I think it actually might be elite.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
It's a bold claim to make. I really, as someone who grew up and his dad only eats steak and potatoes for dinner, like I understand the bold claim that I'm making here, but like it's honestly like it's pretty good. And you don't have to have a potato in the oven for an hour.
Mark says, how are you going to tell them what they eat? Bro probably never been to Australia, but wants to tell them what they eat. That's why the rest of the world doesn't like Americans now. What, you don't like us? You don't like me, Mark? I mean, I'm definitely American. That one kind of hurt. That one kind of was a knife to the heart.
Yep. I know Australians eat kangaroo though, so like I'll 1v1 them on that one.
I've never heard that.
You haven't? I have friends from Australia that eat like they have a kangaroo, like they eat kangaroo all the time.
Yeah, I've never heard that. Tommy, think about Americans. We really don't care what y'all think. Oh, you're from the U.S., Mark?
Oh yeah. So he's just trolling, man.
He's just trolling. All right. I was like, man, that was kind of a dagger to the heart.
R.I.P.
Oh, Aussies are in the chat saying that they don't. Kangaroo jerky? I just have never heard of it. I
have had kangaroo jerky.
You have?
Kangaroo?
I've just never heard of it.
If you've ever eaten, have you had deer jerky or like deer meat at all?
Venison jerky.
Venison? Yeah. It tastes, I'm not kidding you, almost exactly the same. Like you wouldn't be able to tell. I'm pretty sure like when the continents divided, like the deer species got divided, and for some reason in Australia, they mated with something with only 2 legs, and now they're kangaroos. That's
they
accurate, taste almost.
That's the accurate history, or is this?
I'm making this up.
Okay.
Like, but like it's just weird how identical they taste and everything.
Tastes like chicken, Tim says. I mean, I'll take your guys' word for it. I've just never heard of that. The deeraroo.
Yeah.
All right. Goose, I'll be right back. Have fun with this chat.
Okay, I'll try not to get roasted too hard.
All right.
But actually, I mean, we really just pulled back to Kelp mid on everything, so there's not going to be any trades probably till London. So we'll be chilling for Probably a hot minute, I think. Tommy Stargas, if y'all had gator tail, yes, we had gator tail at a bachelor party a couple weeks ago, and it's all. The problem was the person that cooked the gator tail didn't do a very great job. They overcooked it pretty hard, but like gator's good. It tastes like turtle a lot. Like I don't know if you've had like snapping turtle at all, but tastes like almost exactly the same as snapping turtle, which we eat a lot in like Kansas because there's just like an abundance of snapping turtles. Grumpy Grandpa says Habu snake in Okinawa. In Kansas, in the Midwest, I don't think they migrate as far out to where West is, but like in Kansas in the Midwest, a common delicacy is actually rattlesnake, which is actually pretty good. It's not many people go out and catch them because, like, you know, if they bite you, you die. But if you get one and you actually cook it the right way, like rattlesnake is actually one of like it is very delicious, and I can't even explain the taste of it because it's very different, but it's almost like a brisket, if I can say it that way. It's a lot like brisket. If you like brisket, you will like rattlesnake a lot. Specifically rattlesnake, because like other snakes aren't as good, but rattlesnakes have a very particular diet, and their diet makes their meat like really, really good. And which is really off topic for like
what are you talking about?
We're talking about eating rattlesnakes.
Because I come back and I see Nimkins is posting goose isn't okay.
Listen, Nimkins. I know you're from overseas. Like I'm from the middle of nowhere, Kansas. Like there's not a lot of better things to do.
It's true. I had to take a Google Maps tour of his hometown, and there was not much there.
There's not much there. If you type in like hillbillies, like Midwest, and whatever AI comes up with, that's essentially my childhood.
He's calling your wife. Armando used to eat a lot of turtle in Mexico. I've never had turtle. I've had alligator.
They made it illegal in Mexico? That's actually crazy that something in Mexico was made illegal.
BananaBreadTrades LLC is 50% of. I mean, could be accurate.
No, it'd be it would be the cattle market. So much cattle and wheat go through Kansas that they're gonna have me covered. But I could be like top 5. I mean, outside of like 3 farmers in one packing plant, like there's nothing else. There's only like 6 of us out here.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the sub, Gridzer. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. There's some things that I just have not tried. Your cat came back, jumped on the bed, slapped you, and then sprinted off Nims.
I'd say that Nims probably deserved it. I'm going to side with the cat on this one.
Mark, this other dude is wild with his comments. Yeah, Goose doesn't have filter. He's a good dude.
You're getting the authentic version of me. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, and you got a little bourbon in you now, so it's unleashed.
No, well, we have a lot, but it's whiskey pecan praline.
Oh, okay.
Delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, it's empty now. Like I go open my other bottle can.
Yeah, Micah, there just isn't anything to do. There's nothing that I like. There hasn't been a definitive move away from said level that you see on the charts here for me. So, and really this level kind of extends all the way up to 920, but you know, I like to define my risk with my boxes, so I leave it at 20 points. But it's really like a 40-point range here in between 880 and 920 on NQ that I just don't really want to operate in.
Yeah. It's like I said, we're just at Kelp mid on everything for me, and my one rule is I don't execute at Kelp mid, which I mean I know I took short earlier, but that was off an hourly level. But yeah, it's I think it's gonna be dead until London, and then we'll get our actual move come London. then RTH will probably be garbage again.
Use 300 contracts in this range, and it says.
I mean, you'd move it if you go on YM. If you take
could you
your
even get
personal
filled?
account,
Could you even get filled right now? Is the question.
well, you probably wouldn't get the whole thing filled, but you could do what that one guy does, and he'll take 300 to 1,000 contracts, and he'll set it in like you call him Paul.
Yeah, we call him
It's
Paul.
the same guy. Yeah. So you'll watch him. He gets filled, and he'll get like partial fills. He'll only get filled like maybe 20 contracts. Price will move a couple points away from him. He'll take profit on those 20 contracts at a couple points, move his order up, and he'll do it all again. And as long as he doesn't get a full 1,000 contracts filled, he's going to continue making profit because the market doesn't have enough volume to move past him.
It is like he is just pulling the market up, is what it feels like to me.
Well, everyone's going to buy up to him, right? They see it, and everyone's going to buy up to him, and everyone's going to want to buy into his level. And he's hoping, after so much volume, people are going to run out of buying volume, and then it's going to pull back. The algos will take over a little bit, and he'll exit out of all of his contracts for a few points, maybe a lot of points.
What we've been seeing recently is like he'll throw the 500 block out there, right? And then he'll call his sister Paulina, and a 200 block will pop up 2 points lower. And then he'll call his mom Paulette, and she'll pop up 200 points higher. And all of a sudden or 200 block higher. So it's just like he starts layering. There's these layers of these massive size contracts on the DOM, on the books.
Yep.
But then when price gets within like 3 points, I don't know if he gets a portion of them filled early, or if that's the closest available price that they're matching his orders with as part of like partial fills are 3 points away, but that entire order will disappear.
Well, what happens is the volume in the market gets too high, and he gets scared because there's enough volume to fill him, right? He only wants to be around if there's not enough volume in the market to fill his entire order. And like once you'll notice he moves when market starts moving pretty aggressively, right? Like you get a full candle, then he disappears because there's enough volume, and it's an algorithm. There's enough volume in that candle to make his order go away. I got to sit in with Coke one time. Coke Industries, they have an algorithm that trades
Spoofer in chief Darth Buddhas. yeah Spoofer in chief
yeah. But I got to watch an algorithm that trades ES, and Coke Industries has they are their own fiber optic internet company, and they have enough money that they can do all this stuff, and they spent a bunch of money to where they have essentially the fastest possible internet you could ever have between the CME and them. And what they do is they have an algorithm that trades micro imbalances in your spread, and they are taking, and they're also, it's also important to note that they're their own broker, so they don't pay commission. They are their own commission.
Oh,
so the only thing they're doing is paying fees to the CME. They are trading just a couple of ticks at a time based on the spread and imbalance on ES. And it is taking thousands of trades a day with just one lot, or up to 5 lots, for just a couple of ticks imbalance all day long. And it's absolutely insane on how it works. And it's like literally their internet has to be so fast for it to be able to register everything at the speed that it does. But like I said, thousands of trades a day, just a couple of ticks at a time on ES all day long. It's just an algorithm that they have plugged in. It's absolutely insane.
I wonder how much money that brings in.
Thousands and thousands of dollars a day. Because you got to remember, ES is $12.50 a tick.
Yeah.
Right? And it's taking, let's say it takes 1,000 trades in a day. That's 12,500, and you got to take off about maybe a third of that for, fees and everything, and your overhead costs. But then even after that, if you're at 0.66, that's still $8,250 a day that they're just generating all day long with no effort. Like it's literally an algorithm that's just doing that itself.
That's wild. That's wild.
And that's only on one contract. Like you said, there's certain, the algorithm knows when the probabilities get higher, it adds. So it starts doing 2 contracts up to like 5 contracts. So, I mean, you can have easily like a $30,000 day. If everything is right, or, on the low end, maybe you have like a $5,000 day, but it's all automated. Like they're just, it's not, no one's doing any work to it. It's just an algorithm that's running. And then the guy that invented it gets like a commission off of it.
Wouldn't you like to be that guy?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason his thing worked too is because their internet was so incredibly fast. Like,
Yo, Jim's like, I can't even spell algorithm. Mo's asking, does it ever register a losing day? I'm sure they do.
Their stops are so tight and they're so incredibly accurate. I don't think they do.
Hey, thanks for the sub, Adrian.
When I was there and they were setting it up, like they would have like, some test losing days, like during setting it up algorithm wise. But like I said, on average, they were pulling in 5 to 8K a day when they were only running one contract. So, like it's taking so many trades in a day, as long as its percentage is higher than 50, like it's making money.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Its percentage was like ridiculously high.
The target and risk is the exact same set at all times.
Yeah, it's all put into the algorithm. Okay. So like like I said, they're essentially like, it's almost guaranteed fill because of the imbalance that they're doing within the DOM. Like it's absolutely insane how they're able to do it, but they're only able to do it because their internet is, and their processing power too. Like you got to remember, they're using like $100,000 computer.
Yeah.
That's got ridiculously fast processing power. And this is all happening so, like, this is stuff that we can't even process or see. It's happening so fast.
I can have a negative 30K day without running an algorithm. I'm sure we all can.
Yeah.
Can you get his cat a job there?
At Coke, honestly, probably. They hire anyone for any reason.
Yeah.
They're a pretty loose program over there. Whether or not you get on the their actual trading program, maybe. Yeah. But for sure accounting.
What time is it? What time is it?
Now we still got 4 hours until London, so we got a while to go.
Bro, you're trying to pull that on me right now?
Oh man, I don't know if I would make it that far.
No, there's no way I'm gonna make it to a London session. There's zero shot at that happening for me. Zero chance.
So do you have any vacations planned, Wes?
No, nothing. Like I said, the workload, I kind of have to stay on the grind for a little bit. I do need to find some sort of like work-life balance in some way. Yeah. Eventually. Right now I'm running like 18-hour days work-wise. Yeah. But I think it's going to be worth it in the end if I just continue to grind for a bit.
Yeah. I say just keep grinding. Like I say, you're getting to where you get 200 views, concurrent views at a time, which is really, really good. And I say, everything takes time to grow, right? Like now that you are starting to see success, just grow this thing for like aggressively for like a year and see where you can get, right?
I don't know what the ceiling. I never expected to be in the spot that I'm in right now. To tell you the truth, maybe 3 years down the line, I definitely didn't see the accelerator to the floor that's happened over the last 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. Like I said, there'll be some plateaus. There'll be peaks. There'll be valleys. There'll be plateaus. But it'll go up. Like I said, overall, the progression is up as long as you're consistent and stuff, and keep getting your name out there, and keep making $100,000 a month, with your trading in Globex.
Okay. Yeah, my P&L is pretty good on the Globex sessions since I've moved to like streaming Globex. The totals that you see on the thumbnails are the running stream P&L. So for the entire time I've been trading Globex, that's what that total is on there. I realize it's kind of clickbaity and misleading a little bit. People probably see that $12,000 number and go, "Ooh, this guy made 12,000 in this action," and tune in and click, and tune in. But I always have my actual P&L for the session sitting there when they do tune in. So, and I'm pretty transparent about it. Oh, there's Brian. Brian's tuning in.
It's about gosh dang time, Brian. How's the asbestos doing?
Oh, he's got.
Brian's been cleaning out asbestos all day long.
Oh no. Gold's dumping the real Tony Smith. Here, I'll take a look at it. Let's see what I'm seeing here. This would be the very definition of a bear flag for me. What we're seeing on gold. The problem is gold likes to range. I can see some downside in gold. A little more, at least. Like maybe down into 32.70-ish.
32.95 is 32.90. Yeah, about 32.95. You start getting into lower expected range, so it's got a little bit of downside. But you're starting to get close to the Celts, so you might see a little bit of resistance start coming in. But 32.85, that's where if you're going to take a reversal trade, I'd start looking for a reversal around 32.85 to 32.80.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. Like the way gold's kind of been. I mean, I wouldn't put it against gold to get down to 32.50 tomorrow.
I mean, that's a big move.
It's a big move, but it's been
move on gold.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it's been in a pretty aggressive. It's been pullback season on gold, kind of lately. So like I said, I wouldn't put it against it to have a little bit more downside if it wanted to.
That means that you're probably leaning longs on the indexes then, like buy side on the indexes. Okay.
I mean, overall indexes are still net long, right? Like we're still.
Yeah, I mean it's by the dip for me.
Yeah. I say I'm what. Actually, I guess if you look at YM did actually touch Celt mid, but I would like ES and NQ to kind of get a little bit closer to Celt mid, which today would like ES would be around 62.50. If ES can get to 62.50, I'm going to start looking for longs pretty aggressively as long as
on the 1 hour is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we go test 62.50, which hopefully we do that tomorrow, and then let's say Thursday we reclaim 62.50, then I would be net long. But if we're under 62.50, I'm not going to be looking for longs, but as long as we come down, test 62.50 and are above that, I will be looking for longs. And with NQ, that's going to be around 22,800, which would be kind of the equivalent level. So with NQ, if we come down to 22,800 and we test that and we stay above that, I'll be looking to be net long. Under 22,800, I'm probably going to be in aggressive scout mode. I don't think I'll be biased one way or the other. I'll just be more on like I'm going to either protect my account very aggressively or see what happens up into next week.
Yeah, below 800. I mean, it's looking kind of like a. I mean, what 22,600? Pretty quickly. That's a pretty straight up move there and straight down through there.
Yeah, and 22,700 is a pretty like thick level. Like there was a lot of volume at 22,700 to 22,650. That was the balance area for a couple days. So I'll be looking at that. Like I said, that 22,800 to you gotta remember, I'm looking at an hourly chart too, so this is a little wider.
Yeah, I'm
But
looking at the hourly right now, actually, on stream.
yeah, 22,800, 22,700, like that whole area right there. Like I would look first to kind of wick into that area, and with NQ, you don't really ever know exactly where it's going to wick to.
That wick could be 70 points.
Yeah, so like I would expect kind of like a wick down in that area, and then like I said, if it's a wick and it comes back, reclaims, gets back over 22,800, I'm probably long back up into all-time highs. But as you can see, like the last couple days here, we're definitely in market pullback mode. We had this aggressive rip up, and if you look on the hourly with the Glizzy Clipper, like we're just rebalancing back. Like we haven't even gotten back to the middle of the wave. So we haven't even gotten back to testing Kelt mid yet. So like it's still net long. It's just we're just in this kind of like bull flaggish period right now.
Yeah. Is FOMC? Brian, no, it's the FOMC meeting minutes. It's not actual FOMC.
Yeah, it's the one that doesn't matter.
So will there be a little volatility? Maybe, but it's not going to be a big mover. They just basically reiterate what came out in the meeting. Gold moving into a glizzy print, Indian Burn saying? Or asking?
We still got a little bit of room. It's not till 390 394.
Okay.
Or 3294. Sorry. 3294 is when you'll start being into kind of glizzy area. But like I said, I wouldn't really expect the reversal until 3285.
Caveat. Sometimes the minutes have surprises. They could. They could. There's nothing out of the realm of possibility. The 10-year auction. Yeah, I can see the 10-year having a little of some effect. What about NQ? You have
What about it?
You want it's just chopping, Charles. There's not really much to say. We kind of just did our overall analysis, like higher time frame analysis, a couple minutes ago. We're looking lower. So we're hoping for more downside. Does that have to happen? No. All-time high trading, if it's proven anything to me, it's shorts are really difficult to play when you're at or near all-time highs.
Better to be late on shorts at all-time highs.
Yeah.
By a day or two.
Yeah.
My theory with shorts at all-time high, and this is a great reason why I have expected range, is I don't short all-time highs, and it's usually very, very clear. I don't short all-time highs until we have an aggressive sell candle that breaks the lower end of expected range. When we have an aggressive sell candle that breaks the lower end of expected range and it doesn't immediately retrace, that will be your aggressive minus 4% profit taking day. But until we get that, it is buy the dip or sit on my hands.
Yeah, I've definitely been the fool that has tried to short or pick tops, and
I have to. That's why I invented the expected range. It protects me from all the mistakes that I have made in the past.
Let's see here. Markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. True statement. True statement. Charles, do we think it has enough volume to push back up to 895? I mean, sure, that's the top of the volume. Sure.
I'm so zoomed out. That looks like it's like 5 points.
I mean, it's 12 points, but...
Yeah. I mean, maybe, honestly, with NQ, I would like to see NQ get down to 22,850 tonight.
I would like to see NQ get down to like 20K.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
At least sweeping today's low down at 22,842-ish, 840-ish. If we go sweep that, like there's a very valuable stat that says Monday is either the high or the low of the week. So kind of judging by price action last 2 days, it's more likely the although we didn't break Monday's low today,
No.
I think more than likely Monday is the high of the week for this one.
High, yeah.
So
Really?
Maybe, like I said, tomorrow's going to be a very important day of what happens when we get to Kelp Mid. Do we get to Kelp Mid and do we consult on the hourly time frame? Do we get to Kelp Mid and do we consolidate really hard? Or do we get to Kelp Mid and then we click the bid and send it to the moon?
That is my fear.
I am more on the side of we're going to be slow consolidating chop to the downside this week. And then the following week, we click the bid and then we go right back to all-time highs. But I kind of think that this week ends up being a little bit more on the consolidation side than anything. And I could, like I said, any break of the, I don't hold this bias. This is just like kind of what I expect, but like my bias comes completely from what happens within the expected range. And if we break outside of the expected range, my bias is out the door. If we trade inside the expected range, that's what I'm trading,
Yeah.
But I really do expect that we get a little bit of consolidation action this week, in that we don't, because like if we look at NQ, the high of the week, essentially we got to break 23,000, right, to get over the high of the week. I think it's actually higher than that. It's 23,020 to be the high of the week on NQ. And I still see more downside than I do upside on if we are doing a pullback. So, and by the time Friday comes around, we won't have, it'll be a little bit too far to rally all the way back to higher week. So
Man,
that's
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I just think we see a little bit, not as gnarly as today's consolidation was, but I think we just see a little bit more consolidation. And like I said, as soon as we break the top side of expected range, my whole theory is thrown out the door, but I don't think we necessarily see that bias-wise.
It was, what has it been? Just straight rip to the north side on the opens recently a lot. Today was kind of different. You had to sell off on the open a little bit. Not really a sell-off, but you had a move to the downside.
I can't really tell you. I haven't seen an open in like
No,
2
you
weeks.
haven't been at the desk in forever. I know.
I ain't seen an open in a minute, Wesley.
Oh, there's Bird.
Oh, guess what? We had a glizzy on gold right at 93.
Oh, you
Pretty
did hit
aggressive.
the print?
Yeah, it was pretty aggressive. I mean, that literally happened in a blink of an eye.
Oh, that is a massive wick down there.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, I wouldn't have longed that. Like that, there's no...
Mo's saying you nailed it.
I mean, I'll take the credit for the W, like, all day long. But I'm just saying, like, personally, me, like, I wouldn't have taken the long. But
what's up, Bird? How are you?
Is that the Majestic Bird?
It is.
Oh, dude, what's up, big dog?
It is.
He's been blowing up my DMs, and I haven't read them yet. And I'm sorry, Bird.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah,
it's probably something really important.
I mean, Goose, you called an $8 counting move on this, on that glizzy print.
Yeah, that's what I do. Granted, I didn't take it, so my whole thing is like I can't claim it was a call if I didn't take it. So that's L on my piece.
So for those of you who don't know, Goose is a highly profitable, really good trader. Despite the dialogue this evening about eating kangaroos and whatnot.
Not this month though.
Well, you haven't been at the desk.
Dude, I've got my teeth kicked in this month. I've been sad. I'm technically green every day that I've traded this month.
Well, then what do you mean your teeth are getting kicked in?
Like, dude, I've got a lot of losses. Like, I'm just not. Like, I've taken how many trades this month? I have taken. I don't have it in my total trades, but I have taken a total of whatever 13 plus 21 is. So 34 trades. 34 trades with decent leverage. I trade with decent size. I have I have a good enough account size, and I'm only up $2,000. So it's been a
so you would consider your trading. Obviously, I know what I have a rough idea about what you make on average. You would consider that very poor trading, is what you're saying?
I wouldn't I wouldn't say that it's poor trading necessarily. It's just like the market's not doing what I like. So like I've been trading
The
I've been
market's not doing
trading
what any of us like.
yeah, like I'm trading I'm trading good. I'm trading my setups and everything. They're just not playing out, but like the risk management wise like I've been safe. I have a buffer. Like I have this thing where, as I was saying earlier, if I get green, I give myself a little bit buffer and I try to step on the gas and make my green days really big. But essentially most of the days have ended up just me closing the day at the buffer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we've been. I mean, we can go through the whole month if you want. I got all this stuff in my trade viz.
Okay, all green, all green. Obviously, no trade on the 4th. Oh yeah, how was your holiday weekend? I know you were at the lake?
Yeah, Friday we were on the lake all day, ride jet skis, drink, have a great time, shot some fireworks, ate some
Nice.
glizzies. So
You're fairly consistent there, from what I'm seeing.
yeah, not the good. I mean, you can share this on the screen if you want to. I'm not.
It's on.
Is it? Oh shoot,
It's on.
my stream must be like super delayed. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, my bad. That's what I get for running a delayed stream. That's on me. But yeah, like I said, I've been trying to trade aggressively. Just like most of the time, just it's been falling on my face. We can go to my trade table here, and you can kind of see. Let's move that over. So then, like I said, we've been getting green and then trying trades and then just getting stuffed, and that's really all that's happening here. We get green, try to trade more, get stuffed, get green, try to trade, get stuffed, and that's really, I mean, that's just the summary of my month, right?
Yeah,
or maybe we get a little bit red.
Those losses are not bad from what I'm seeing. Like, it's not bad. It's just a lot of small losses.
Yeah, and like the main problem with this trades table is just like the trades aren't my green trades aren't that green is the only issue that I'm really having.
Frank is asking, what's a good month? 5K, 10K, 20K.
You could just go to. I mean, June was fine. Let's go to custom dashboards. We'll just go to the last month. Last month was fine. I had 2 losing days, which kind of bugged me a little bit, but June was a great month, so I can't complain about June at all. Or yeah, June at all. It slowed down towards the end, but that was more me not being at charts as much because we were busting all-time highs, right?
I mean, I'm seeing 8K, 7K, or 6K, consistently 1K, 2K, another 7K. So yeah, you're like the 20 to 30K month right there.
Yeah, it was a good month.
It's a really good month.
We had a couple days that ran. A couple days where, I mean, you can see there's clearly some days there where I tried to step on the gas pretty hard and ended up eating shit, which, I mean, some days you're going to have that, but you don't, like for me, I don't have the $7,500 day.
Yeah.
If without the minus $403 day, like some days you're just not, it's just not going to work out.
What's a bad month look like, Frank?
I don't really have a lot of I mean, so far July is kind of, it's not a bad, it's relative, right? Like I take a lot of trades and I have losses, but overall my days usually end up green because of my buffer thing that I do.
Yeah, I would say my low end is probably like a 5K month. That's like,
yeah.
That's like if I'm really trading poorly.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I take plenty of losing trades. Like if we look at my trades table, like I take a lot of losers. Like we'll have periods of a lot of losers. The only thing is like my winners generally pay them off. If I can get a decent sized winner in the same day that I have losers, like I'm going to be fine. And then my red days are generally days where I take a loser and then I just never got an opportunity to trade again.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is someone who's traded for 10 years, right? And is extremely autistic in the stats that they do and trades a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like this is curated over a long time. Like having red months up until like 2 years ago was still common. Like I can remember 2021, I made all of my money in 2 months out of the year.
Yeah.
It was some crazy stat, like 90% of my money was made in 2 months out of the year, and the rest of the month was either red days or break even months, or red months or break even months. And then I had 2 really huge green months where essentially I stepped on the gas and things really worked out. And ever since then, like I've been able to refine myself a little bit better. And then you add things to your playbook as well, because like 2021, the only thing I was trading was initial balance, right? So like strictly initial balance plays.
Yeah.
But we still have, like I said, these kick in the nuts right here, like these bad streaks. But then, we can follow those up with good streaks that end up, helping us out. But like I said, there's plenty of with all the green comes the red, but it's just that part of like the risk management side of it where things, you don't dig yourself too big of a hole that you can't dig out of with a good trade.
Yeah. Frank, people ask us those types of questions a lot. What we're going to say is different than what others are going to say, right? Like it's all relative to where you are in your trading journey and your account balance and your account size and what an average month typically looks like for us. So don't take the figures that we're saying so much into account, and try to equate that to where others are in their trading journey. For some people, a $2,000 month is great.
Shoot, it wasn't that long ago that I was just hoping for a break-even month. Yeah. Like the guys that have been in my Discord since the beginning of my Discord's creation, and if you go into my Discord and scroll down to my journal, you scroll all the way back to the beginning, you can see when we started the Discord and made the Discord public, I guess, because it was just a private Discord with some friends for a long time. But you can see essentially like a lot of my journey. You can go back to where I was trading 1 to 2 MNQ on Apex accounts, and you can just see like, hey, Goose made a great day for Goose was $20.
Yeah.
Like that's all I was doing. Like, I was, hell yeah, dude, I nailed $20 today. Hey, dude, I had a $200 day today. That is huge. I couldn't even fathom like a few years ago having a $1,000 day. And it's just all, like I said, it's all exponential. Right? Like you're trading, you don't grow in trading like a linear line. Trading is flat, 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 maybe down a little bit, and then flat, 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 and then it starts going up a little bit, and then like it goes really, really steep.
Yeah.
Like it does not, your P&L is not like a really flat line. It's a very, very exponential line that it just gets steeper and steeper, because as you grow as a trader and you develop your strategy, you're able to add a little bit more size. But you got to remember, every time you add a contract, you're adding significantly more leverage, right? Going from 1 to 2 MNQ is doubling your leverage, and then eventually you go from 5 MNQ to 1 full mini to 2 full minis. Like you've quadrupled your leverage just by upping your contract size. So I mean, just take what you see here, and then like the consistency part too, like that's developed over a lot of years as well. But I mean, it wasn't that long ago I was just trading a few MNQ, like micros, and just hoping to have a $200 day.
Yeah.
And having, red month, consecutive red months in a row. 2021, I think I had like 3 red months in a row. And then those 3 red months in a row were followed by an absolutely massive green month. But it's because I survived those 3 red months that I was able to have that massive green month. So, and like Hector, like I know Hector's probably asleep right now. Hector will go back into good gains and find all the stupid stuff I used to say like way back in the day, or like stupid trades that I've had as well. And be like, yo,
geez,
Goose is one of us.
Look at that month right there. Are you kidding me?
What month is this? Oh, January. So January, or was it February? No, it must have been January. January, we invented the Glizzy Clipper.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because
yeah.
You were
so these first 2 months out of the year were like was me, like, this is pre-Bird era. This is me learning how to code C#, and then this was like the first week of the Glizzy Clipper and me testing on the 15-second chart. We did a lot of trades and it was really good, but it was way too much trading. So,
oh, you were testing it out.
Yeah, we were testing it out and everything was. It's good now though.
Yeah, guys. I mean, you see those numbers on there, but like we said, that's all relative. Goose can stomach a lot more leverage than most.
Well, and like I said, it's only because my account size has grown.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's very exponential type of thing. It took me years to become legitimately profitable in futures trading, just trying not to dig myself a hole.
Yeah.
And then once you get it and you have the risk management part of it down, like, you're so incredibly set and you can just scale from there. What I always tell everyone, in like what the verified trader thing is in our chat as well, go 6 months without blowing an account and get 1 payout. And if you can do that, if you can go 6 months without blowing an account and you get 1 payout, you can scale that, because now you've officially not blown an account for half a year, which is plenty of time. That is, you're in 6 months time, you're going to experience all the emotions of trading. You're going to you have mastered those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You've mastered essentially every market condition you're going to have in a period of 6 months. And you manage to be profitable in that 6 months, and you can scale from there. Now it's like, okay, I've done it. I can add a little bit of size. I've gotten a payout. We're in the green. I can do the same thing I'm doing for a while, eventually scale. And like I said, you got the 1 payout. Let's say it was $1,000. Okay, now you can scale up a little bit. All right, next payout's going to be $2,000. You sized up a little bit. Maybe it comes in less months, and then less months, and you add a little bit of size in less months. And it's like I said, it scales so exponentially, but you just have to have the discipline to build that account and get to that point. And then, like I said, everything really just takes care of itself from there.
Next says, I want to get into coding my own indicators as well. Any recommendations for learning to code? Well, Goose recently went through that process, so he's probably can guide you in the right direction.
AI will teach you everything you need to know. AI will. So the way I did it for my Quantower Glizzy Clipper is I went into Quantower and I've got the source. Quantower will give you the source code for most of their pre-built indicators. And I have an engineering background, so I know how to read code, but I don't know how to write code. Meaning, like, if you give me a thing of code, I can tell you what this code does and what it is, but I don't know the language good enough. I couldn't write you an indicator just off the rip from my head, but I can read it. So what I did is I took indicators from Quantower that I knew, like the my momentum indicator.
Mm-hmm.
That's just an oscillator from Quantower that I got its code. I looked at it and I was like, all right, now I know how this, now I have how this plot, like I wanted it how it plotted on Quantower. I just wanted to have my values and my calculations in there. So all I did is I took that indicator from Quantower and then I put my values and my calculations into an indicator that already existed. And then I used AI, I used ChatGPT, but there's also Claude, and then also Grok is really good at coding as well. you use AI to help you refine your code and ask questions and how to do the quote code for what you're doing. It can give you help and then give you the actual tutorials on how to like build it into Quantower. And that's all I did. I ripped in indicators off of Quantower that kind of showed like what I liked but not what I wanted, and then just edited those indicators to be what I wanted. And then eventually I got to the point where things were too complicated for me. What I wanted was too complicated, and that's where I hired Majestic Bird, and he made the Glizzy Clipper like really functional and hardline, streamlined, and a lot more efficient than when it was when I built it.
But yeah, you guys can see how Goose's trading looks. It's kind of similar to what my calendars look like. He makes a little bit more than I do. I will say that, not consistently, but
it just comes like this. So that just all comes with time.
Well, brother Goose, I am fading and fading fast as far as my eyes are concerned at this point.
Are you cashing out? I guess it is about 11 o'clock for you.
Yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late. Willie Trade Futures, insanely green. How do you do that?
It's called, my charts were insanely red for a long time.
Yep.
And then I learned to just make the opposite.
Yeah, like I said, guys, Goose is he's one of the best traders that I know. Does he take losses? Yes, he takes losses.
Lots of losses.
But for him, it's a risk management game.
Yeah, that's really all it comes down to is you can risk management your way into profitability. Hector's the golden example of that.
You sure can.
And then as long as your risk management's in check, man, and you got a half-assed idea and good risk management, you can be really profitable in this game. It's not as hard as they make it out to be. It just takes effort and discipline.
Nope, you are your own worst enemy in this thing.
The discipline is the hardest part, though, because this is the only game where you can work really hard and lose money. You're not guaranteed a paycheck at the end of every week.
Nope.
And that messes with your head a lot. Like I said, when you have, I've experienced it, when you have months and months of being at the charts all day, every day, and you don't have anything to show for it, it meant like you will learn what kind of person you are after a couple months.
Yeah.
And they said just stick with it and just try not to dig yourself a hole, and you guys will do just fine.
Yeah. Well, Goose, you got anything else you want to say to the chat before we sign off here for the evening?
I love everyone. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, brother. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. I realized there wasn't a whole lot of action for us, but hopefully you learned a little something this evening. I will be back tomorrow evening at 7:45 p.m. Eastern for yet another Globex stream. Hopefully you guys tune in. Thanks for tuning in this evening. If you could, hit that thumbs up for me if you haven't yet. If you want to support the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. I am Wes. He is Goose, and we are out. Peace. All right, we're good, brother.